Welcome back to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel, the show where we travel back in time to your favorite years in gaming and speedrun our way through popular or influential games during the time of their release. I am your host, Smooth Operative. Thank you all for joining us. We have a really fun show planned for you tonight featuring one of my personal favorite years in gaming, 2011, with speedruns of Portal 2, Portal 2 Co-op, Dark Souls, and later the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. But of course, before the fun can begin, we need to get to a couple of announcements. I'm stumbling over my words too. You'll have to forgive me, everybody. First off, an online all-woman speedrunning event. Frame Patals returns for another event. Fleet Patals this November 15th, 2020. Go to gamesdonquick.com/framepatals for more information on that. Tomorrow, we have the Hotfix Gauntlet at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we will have another round in our tournament of blind races. This Thursday, we have the first step, 7 p.m. Eastern, where Hobbs and Keys will finally be racing Metroid Fusion. Tune in for that. And you can learn about all of our shows and submit your runs or ideas at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. We are currently looking for a show starting Wednesdays this November. So if you do have an idea, please email hotfix@gamesdonequick.com. And if you missed any of our speedruns, make sure to check out the GDQ Hotfix VODs here on Twitch, as well as past GDQ runs. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/gamesdonequick, and feel free to tweet us at gamesdonequick to tell us what you're interested in. But I know what I'm interested in right now, and that is the speedrun of Portal 2 to kick off this episode of Time Capsule. I have two incredibly talented Portal 2 speedrunners with me, Can't Even and MSushi100. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, thank you for having us. So I'm Can't Even. I'm going to be running full game along with co-op with MSushi after this. And I guess just a little background, not to flex, but I do currently have world record in this category. And Sushi's also another top tier runner. He's like, Sushi, what place are you?
Wow, you're just so high and mighty up there. You just forget about little second place over here.
I apologize. I know you have speedrun mod world record, but you haven't played full game in a while, have you?
Okay, well, regardless, my name is MSushi100. I am also a runner of Portal 2, and I am very excited for tonight's show. I think Portal 2 starts with a very long cutscene, so if Can't Even, would you like to kick us off?
Yeah, let's just get that starting. All right, I'm going to starting the countdown here. Time begins when control. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right, so yeah, the game begins with a 5-minute cutscene. I'm not going to really do a lot, so Sushi and I can just explain sort of the foundations of the game. Sushi, start us off with bunny hopping. What is it, for those of you who don't know?
Right, so Portal 2 is run on the Source engine. If you're not familiar, games like Half-Life 2, Portal, even Left 4 Dead, but mainly we're talking about Half-Life 2 and Portal. Very movement-based speedruns, and Portal 2 is no exception. You're going to see something called bunny hopping. While this is primarily a puzzle game, when we take it in a speedrun perspective, we're going to be focusing a lot less on using our intellect to solve puzzles and more a lot of very fast aiming with the portal gun and a lot of very clean movement via bunny hopping. You can already see Ken even kind of jumping around the container a little bit faster than he probably should. Basically, the basis of bunny hopping is that there's a speed cap on how fast you can move forward. So to circumvent that, we're going to move left and right basically really, really fast. And to counteract for moving left and right, we're going to move our mouse and angle it just right. So we're basically going forward, strafing, going left and right pretty fast instead of going forward. What's worth noting about Portal 2, if you have seen bunny hopping in another kind of game before, Portal 2 has what we call a soft speed cap. A lot of times we'd refer to a hard speed cap in other games where the second you hit a certain speed, the game developers will stop you and say, no, you cannot gain speed. You're going to stop right there. And as a speedrunner, that stinks. But in Portal 2, we have what's called a soft speed cap, which means once you hit 300 velocity, which is about 1.7 times your normal movement speed. So for a runner like Can't Even, he'll probably hit that in 2, maybe 3 jumps. You lose all horizontal direction or horizontal control, which means you can continue going in the same direction, you can continue gaining speed, but you cannot control where you're going with that speed. That speed is completely locked forward. And what I'm saying about this right now won't make too much sense, but you'll see this a lot later in the run. It's most applicable when we're going around corners. you'll see Ken even will not try to kind of continue the bunny hop. He'll completely stop and then restart a bunny hopping sequence.
Yeah, well, not necessarily completely stop. It's more of delaying your hop just long enough so that you slow down to just above the speed cap so that you can continue hopping with control.
Yeah, so it's a bit more nuanced than just spam scroll wheel, look left and right. You could argue that it's nuanced for the worst, but it overall makes for a pretty cool run.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they start bunny hopping in Portal 2, they're either kind of thrown off or they don't really like it because it's not as precise as in other games. One of the best words to describe the movement in this game is floaty, because the gravity is actually set a bit lower, so your jump feels like it has more height. As you can see here, I don't know if it's too obvious, but it does feel kind of floaty. And in a way, it almost feels like you have a little bit less control of your character. It's of course really hard to describe, and it's entirely a feeling thing. But the bunny hopping in this game is subtly different than most others. Alright, also there is actually one other pretty important thing that we have to cover before I actually end this cutscene and have to get into the game. This game has a lot of really funny dialogue, and Valve knew that when they were writing the game. So for the ending elevators, along with some other parts of the game will not load the next level until the dialogue is done. Which makes sense. But due to the way they've programmed the levels and reasons that are probably too complicated for me to explain in about the 45 seconds I have, entering the elevator at a certain time makes it so that I hit one of the triggers to load the next level immediately after the dialogue ends. And if I didn't do that, there would be some dead time in between when the dialogue ends and when the next level loads, which is bad because that's just time wasted. So ironically, waiting around at the end of the level to enter the elevator at a specific time saves time. And it's only about 1 or 2 seconds a level, but that adds up real quickly.
Yeah, we'll
Alright,
touch
here
on
we
that
go.
when it happens, but we're about to have a crash here.
And another cutscene.
Welcome to the Aperture Science Enrichment Center.
Yeah, this one's fun because you can try to throw this clipboard into the toilet, and it is possible to make the throw. I have done it several times, but I'm kind of out of practice, so I doubt this is going to work.
Just some fun while we're waiting for the portals to open up.
Social, economic, or structural collapse. The portal will open and emergency
Yeah,
testing
okay. I'll just put it in there.
3, 2,
Okay, here's the first level. Very easy, both from a puzzle perspective and a gameplay perspective.
cube and button-based testing remains an important tool for science, even in a dire emergency.
Yeah, that example, me waiting there, made the dialogue behave in a certain way. I hit a certain trigger at a certain time so that this elevator closed really quickly. And you're going to see a lot of stuff like that. Usually when I'm waiting around for no reason, it's probably because I'm waiting for some dialogue.
Lie on your back.
Yeah, the way I like to explain it is that from a speedrun perspective, in Portal 2, the goal isn't actually to complete the chamber, it's to activate the ending dialogue. In speedrunning, I think it's a very common phrase, frame rules, imagine a bus. Quite literally, imagine a bus, and we kind of need to call that bus by triggering the end dialogue. Just completing the chamber is not enough. We have to hear that last final line of dialogue, which in this chamber is going to be the announcer talking.
Results of your test. An Aperture Science
Later on, it will be many different characters, but
for an interview.
Yeah, you see, I waited there for like 15 whole seconds. If I had gone in earlier, it wouldn't have mattered. Would have lost time.
Governed by a manner of animal king, sentient
and
Alright, this
coming up in
is-
this chamber. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, this is the map where we get the portal gun. Only the single portal gun for now. But still, it opens up a lot of possibilities, because up until now, it's just been bunny hopping. Oh, I'm on a pretty good pace. Maybe I can get the fast one.
some emergency testing.
Okay, I got the kind of interesting one. Let me listen here.
That all lethal. Good. If you feel
Okay, that's also weird dialogue nonsense. A lot of early game is actually dialogue manipulation.
please note it on your self-reporting form.
That map specifically is a lot of... There's a dialogue skip,
The appropriate grievance
which saves time by having the announcer and Wheatley talk over in just the right way. Like, talk over each other.
Yeah, and you might be thinking, oh, he only has one portal. What's the worst he can do? One of the cooler glitches in this chamber, after you get through this first part by just placing a portal on the floor, going through, he's gonna drag a cube through the wall like that. This is because the portal's hitbox is so close to the door that when you're pushing the cube through the door, the game thinks it's going through a portal. So it'll just go through the wall, and by the time the game kind of realizes it's been duped, it's been tricked, it's too late, the cube's already through.
Yeah, and that happens one other time in the game. I'll do that route. Oh, I was too fast. All right, that is pretty cool because there wasn't actually, depending on how you look at it, I didn't do any glitches there. Because what I did was I placed the portal beneath the cube so that it would fall out of the blue portal and through the orange portal. But then I immediately placed a blue portal in front of me so I could grab it midair. And I'm going to do the exact same thing here. It looks really confusing when you see it, but conceptually it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, and coming up here, this button glitch, he's basically going to hit the button for just one tick or one frame. It's a frame perfect trick, and that'll just keep the door open. This only works on very particular buttons based on what they activate, actually. So we're probably only going to see that glitch once more in the run, maybe. But basically, all you need to know is that he hits the button for exactly one tick, and the game doesn't have time to turn it off again. It does so many actions by hitting that button that it gets overloaded, so it just keeps it on.
Yeah, and this trick is pretty cool. Sushi, can you explain so I can focus?
This is called the pancake shot. This map is normally a very long cutscene, almost a minute and a half long. But these big industrial doors, great job by the way. That's a very fast lineup.
Yeah, that was.
They have a super small seam at the top of them that you can just shoot a portal through. It might look like he's just shooting the door, and all of a sudden a portal came up on the other side. That's actually a pretty correct assumption because that's basically exactly what happened. There's a super small hole. You might notice the top left of Ken's games. The top left of his games, there are a ton of small numbers that you can't really see. The lineup to do that shot is actually coordinate precise. So he uses those numbers. It's not a visual cue. A visual cue would not be precise enough. He has to use those numbers. The game's literally like debug function to let us know where to shoot.
Yeah, the hole is absurdly precise. It is one hammer unit tall, and the door is so far away that what Sushi was saying, it is actually technically more than coordinate precise. Because the numbers in the screen are not all of the significant figures that the game stores. But yeah, the hole is just 1 unit high, and it spans across the entirety of the door. So kind of it's like a pancake, because it's really flat and kind of wide. It's like a 2-dimensional pancake, so that's why it's called pancake skip. Yeah, I don't know.
And we will use that trick actually later in the run again, so.
Mm-hmm. And this is the second long cutscene. Aside from this, there's only one other big cutscene section in the game, and that's in the middle. So this is where Wheatley... actually, I'm not going to spoil the game. Well, should I? Because, I mean, it's been 9 years, I think.
Almost 10. Like 9.5.
Yeah, so, well, this is the part where Wheatley wakes up GLaDOS. It's just a cutscene. We can't really do anything. We can grab this hoop, though, which is very important, because me grabbing this sets up some RNG manipulation for an elevator clip that I'm going to do in Chapter 4. And the way the RNG manipulation works is that I lied. It doesn't actually do that.
It's all about confidence.
Yeah, but it's really fun. It's just, you know, anything to do during this. A lot of times when I'm doing runs, just like on stream, this would be a great opportunity to like go to the bathroom or something. Or just, you know, check your phone, eat something, whatever. But yeah, there's GLaDOS.
And I guess I do want to reiterate while we have this downtime and some more people are here. Welcome to the Games Done Quick Time Capsule. Here we're showing off games from 2011. We're starting off with Portal 2 single player, then we're going over to Portal 2 co-op, and then we're going to Dark Souls and then Skyrim. So this is quite a stacked show tonight.
Yeah,
Sushi, I think you should take over my job here. You're doing amazing.
Well, Sushi, you know, not to brag on Sushi's behalf, but he's a pretty successful Twitch streamer. Has a pretty good streaming personality, in my opinion. Pretty good at what he does.
Well, I think both of you are doing amazing, and if you are enjoying the run so far, please make sure you follow both Can't Even and msushi100 here on Twitch, because when you both aren't studying, you're doing a lot of speedruns, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, Portal speedruns, we're basically jogging our minds so much it counts as education, you know?
Basically.
Yeah. All right. Well, this cutscene is almost over, so I'm going to be going to this map. This is also a fairly dialogue-intensive map. There's just so much dialogue, and if you do a certain set of actions in the right order, you can skip almost all of it.
Yeah, I'll let Can't Even do this chamber while I try to explain it, because there's so much behind the scenes manipulation that speedrunners do that if you're just a casual player, you would not realize. Back then, he literally walked around a trigger to save some time, and then he also picked up the portal gun at a specific time. He could have picked it up earlier, and you think, oh, if you pick up the portal gun earlier, wouldn't that be faster? Wrong, because if you pick up the portal gun earlier, or if you pick up the portal gun at a specific time, GLaDOS will interrupt herself, which will let us get that ending dialogue faster. Does it make sense? Not really, but it's faster.
It makes sense if you spend enough 100 hours thinking about it. But yeah, that chamber actually went very well. Usually I don't go that fast. There's like a fast version of the skip and there's a slow version of the skip. It saves about 3 to 4 seconds to get the fast one.
And I want to welcome you guys to the Cold Boot. This is the second chapter of the game. There are a total of 9 chapters. The first chapter happens to be one of the more lengthier ones. Has a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah,
so we got
it's
some
the
really
longest
nice
one, right?
Yeah, I actually believe so. But we're gonna get some really nice fast puzzle solving. As you can see here, Can't Even just blissfully jumping through the chamber, just completely abducting that cube before just demolishing that chamber.
Yeah, this is really where the meat of the game begins. Chapters 2, 3, and 4 is all just straight puzzles.
Yeah, we don't have another significant. Sorry, we don't have another significant cutscene until probably about chapter 5. So.
Yeah, really. There would be sort of a cutscene in chapter 4, but we can skip that, and we'll talk about that later.
And just there, he did a glitch called the laser switch glitch. There were 2 receivers that are activated at that door. Normally, you have to redirect one using a cube, but by changing the portals so that by the transition time when you shoot the portal, the door is open for just 1 frame, and by that, we're just able to push ourselves through. That'll be used a bit more in the speed run, but there's a really cool trick here called Wet Maker, where it just kind of looks cool. I'll let Ken even show it off.
All right, first try. Yeah, so what that was is a circle jump, which is how you start B-hops in this game, combined with a reportal, and then also throwing a cube in the air and re-grabbing it. And Sushi, do you want to explain what a reportal is while I do catapult intro?
Actually, I will get to that later, but I just want to explain here. This chamber is my favorite example of why we don't actually want to solve the chamber in the game. We want to trigger the end dialogue. You're going to see here, Crane Even is going to grab a camera off of the wall and put it on the button. And the reason he does that, even though this looks complete nonsense, why would you ever do that? The cube, you need a cube, not a camera. But the game, to trigger the ending dialogue line that GLaDOS is currently speaking, it just checks if a physics object is on the button, not if a cube is on the button. This means that putting a camera on the button will suffice, and that action actually saves 10 seconds, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, as you saw there, I was actually still waiting for the dialogue to end, even though I activated it 10 seconds early. So that's a really long dialogue, that's why it saves so much time. Oh, and actually, speaking of it, this dialogue is so long because of a quirk in how they made the game. For some reason, the elevator at this level goes really fast. So it is actually faster to just enter in, because if you ride the entire length of the elevator, at the end it will automatically transition the level no matter what's happening. And that was put there as a failsafe in case the dialogue doesn't activate or something.
So anyways, we have a brief break while we're going to wait in an elevator and while these props fly through the air. So to explain what Ken Even requested me to explain a bit ago, the reportal glitch, we'll see it in full force, actually what's called a super reportal. So I don't even get time to explain the normal strat, but basically, if you're inside a portal and you shoot a portal, you will get a speed boost of exactly 200 velocity.
That you're in.
Yes, thank you. You shoot the opposite portal, you'll get a speed boost. This is so you don't kind of stand between portals. Here we're going to take that to the extreme. Ken Even's going to get stuck in the floor and shoot a ton of portals. This is going to give him a large magnitude of speed boost that he can actually use to fly through the air. Yeah,
that's one of those glitches that doesn't really make sense when you watch it. Not that most do, but a lot of people, when they see that for the first time, no clue what's going on, understandably. But yeah, the first, usually Pitflings is a great example to demonstrate reportals, because the old route was just do 3 reportals in a row. But now it's one of these newfangled super reportals. All right,
And,
this chamber is really
yeah, you
simple.
got
Although,
it.
funny story, this route, where you can shoot these lasers under the floor, was only found like a year ago, right?
Yep.
It's so simple. The game's been out for 9 years. It saves like a second. Just nobody thought of it. Okay, this one. This is complicated because I'm going to step on this faith plate weird, and then it's going to look like nothing's happening, but that's a super important trick that I'm not sure if I got. I did. Okay. Normally when you step on the catapult, there are 3 different dialogues that play. You step on it once, GLaDOS says hello, it's not working. Step on it again, GLaDOS is mean to you. Then you step on it a 3rd time, and it works, I think. But if you crouch and uncrouch in just the right time in the midair, you can hit the trigger that activates the dialogue 3 times instead of 1, which means you only have to go on the faith plate once. Saves like 20 seconds, right?
Over almost 30, actually.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, all you have to do is crouch and uncrouch at a really specific time midair.
This next chamber, I think it's one of the coolest ones in the game. I'm not even going to talk. I'll just let it speak for itself.
Yeah, it is also one of the easier to mess up. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
It's a beautiful day out. Yesterday I saw a deer. If you solve this next test,
Okay, I'm
maybe
not
I'll
even
let
gonna
you
try
ride
that.
an elevator all the way up to the break room. And I'll tell you about the
Oh, missed. Yeah, as I mentioned.
and I'll tell
Maybe
you
I should have
about
talked.
my sweet deer again.
Yeah, well, this is the part that is usually messed up, and I'm not going to mess it up, so. Let's go.
Well, you passed the test.
So yeah,
All
there
things
he,
considered, that actually wasn't too bad. It can go a lot worse.
I did see some
there he perfectly times the cube flying through the air. It blocks the laser at just the right time, so that when the panel comes up, that panel is meant to block you, but he got it in the middle of a blocking and open state where he actually sloped off of it and went straight to the end. It's a super cool strat.
Yeah.
These bridges are made from natural light that I pump in from the surface.
This is the first level with bridges, which is nice because we can just stand wherever we want. Oh, and this is the other place where I push the cube through the glass. If it'll work.
Excellent. You're a predator.
All right.
And these tests are
Nice.
your prey. Speaking of which,
So what's... Oh, Bridge the Gap is next. That's kind of a fun one.
who else murders people who are only trying to help
Sushi.
Did you get
Well, I
shot?
gotta listen for this.
Because that's wrong. The correct
Yeah, at the end, it's often hard because of how the brain works. I can't really be talking and listening to what GLaDOS is saying at the same time. So at the end of every level, I essentially have to stop talking, which is a large reason why Sushi's here.
I'm going to laminate your skeleton and pose you in the lobby. That way
Okay.
future generations can learn from you how not to have
Sushi, do you want to explain what I just messed up, but what I just did?
Right, this chamber is one of the harder ones in the game. The first thing he did, normally the door is malfunctioning at the start, and you're supposed to wait through a 50-second cutscene of GLaDOS going, "Oh, the door isn't working," and Wheatley going, "Hey, I'm gonna get you out. Hey, don't worry, just keep solving the tests. You're okay." And then gets run away by a bird. But we actually bunny hop through the door while it's malfunctioning and skip through, and then we just do a super cool fling, carrying our momentum through the chamber with a bunny hop.
Oh yeah, this chamber looks pretty sick.
Good luck.
For some reason, in both Portal games, the first map with turrets, the speedrun, at least in some Portal 1 categories, the route is just Portal as fast as you can. There's really no glitches I did. It's just all really fast movement.
Yeah, I think it's super cool because as speedrunners, depending on the chamber, but a lot of times, if we have a good route, we can actually just go faster than it takes the turrets to damage us.
Oh yeah, I don't even know if I got shot once there.
I thought you'd want to know. You know how
The turrets are essentially a non-threat in this game.
60 years. Well, I've been working on
Well,
a belated birthday present.
not in the game generally, but for speedrunners.
There's a chamber late into the game finale too, where we basically just fly past like 10 turrets, and it's quite
It's
amusing.
more than 10. It's like that big
We'll
room
get there
where
when we get there.
they just gave a developer a turret button and he just hit it until he had to go home, essentially.
Okay, but listen, when we do get hit by turrets, we use it to our advantage because we're actually gonna get a boost from this turret and get a lot of speed from it. It's really cool.
I'm going through the list of test subjects in
Yeah,
college and
I get really, it's just cool.
I managed to find
Normally you did a reportal, or
a man and a woman.
normally you do a reportal, but a turret boost is actually more consistent and faster. So, all right. Oh, this is one of the more, not to say boring, but uneventful chambers. There's not a ton that I can do to speed it up, so I'm just going to do the standard route, but go fast a little bit. Is there anything that we've like missed or should explain, Sushi?
No, we're perfect. This run is flawless.
All right. Well,
This is masterful of the English language at its peak, the pinnacle.
yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of the run, I actually have my timer up on this other screen, and I am only about plus 17 right now. So not bad.
Can I ask both of you, like, why Portal 2? Like, what made you decide to pick up this game to speedrun?
Oh, actually, that's a great question, because the first time I played Portal 2, I got it in like, I think maybe 2012 for Xbox. And I just played it through like normal, because, you know, Portal 2 is a good game on its own.
Oh, for sure.
So, and then a few years after I played Portal 2, on YouTube, I saw Znernicus. I saw a speedrun of his in, I believe it was an hour and 6 minutes. And I saw that, and that was so cool. And I thought I wanted to do that. And so then I did start doing that. And then a few years later, after, you know, a few years of on and off practice, I got good enough to be where I am now, playing for you guys.
Were there very many resources at the time, you know, when you were learning?
Yeah, Znernicus had tutorial videos up.
Oh, it was
but
a tutorial, okay.
Yeah, there was actually no... Like, right now we have a Discord server for learning the game and running the game, but that did not exist at the time. So I just watched the video and talked to other people.
Very quickly to interrupt, we're going to have one of the weirdest but coolest tricks in the game. We're going to clip through this elevator here. Kane even is going to do again a coordinate precise lineup in the corner of this elevator here. He's going to make a quick save because this glitch is kind of pseudo-random. It works sometimes.
Go.
First try is incredible.
Yeah,
saves about 40 seconds.
I think it's closer to 30 seconds. But yeah, that glitch is kind of precise and kind of random, so worst of both worlds. But luckily first try, so I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, and I guess I will talk about too. Similarly, I played this game. I believe I got it for my 10th birthday. So, long time ago. Not on the Xbox, but on the PC. And this game has a built-in, they call it a challenge mode, but you can basically do individual level speedruns inside the game. Completely in-game timer, in-game leaderboards. Very well made by Valve, and they were a lot of fun.
Yeah, quick side note here. This is actually another example of the laser switch glitch from earlier. I have one laser, and oh, hang on. And if I just wiggle it between the three lasers, eventually they'll all three be on at the same time, and then I can go through the door. And then I actually have to do the same thing again, because the trigger to activate the dialogue is you have to be in the door, and all three lasers have to be active. Okay, this is where I start to escape the facility. And this is just a small kind of sequence break. I can get into this room and then just jump that gap. Don't have to wait for Wheatley to turn on the bridge. And this next 2 maps is just going to be me bunny hopping. So not a ton to talk about other than you may see some examples of me. For example, right here, I'm going to nerf my speed so I can actually turn. Sushi, you have anything?
Yeah, there's some really cool synth music in this next level.
Oh yeah, it doesn't though, because I skipped the dialogue.
Oh, there's also another good example of just hopping through turrets.
Oh yeah, right here, if I can get this. That was kind of sus, but you can hop around that. And there's an invisible wall, so it's a lot harder than it looks. But yeah, don't have to kill that turret, or really any turrets this level. And that's the end of the escape. There's the walls. There's Wheatley going through the wall because we were too fast. And now is kind of the sabotage section of the game where we're going to turn off the turrets, turn off the neurotoxin. Actually, I lied. There's one more map that's essentially just bunny hopping. And it's also really dark, so I'm going to turn the lights on. Sushi, you want to maybe elaborate on that?
Yeah, normally throughout this level, I guess in the lore of the game, we're going behind the scenes here. We're going to try to take out GLaDOS's turret production and the neurotoxin production before we confront her. So this is where we're making our way to the turret assembly line. Normally, GLaDOS will turn off the lights, so we have trouble operating, but Wheatley will actually turn on his own flashlight for us. We skip that. Wheatley is slow, so we actually bunny hop over his railing back there to skip the trigger to do a small 20-second cutscene. In addition, even if Wheatley turned on his flashlight, we absolutely smoke him. He's way behind the chamber, so the light isn't even helpful.
Yeah, and if I didn't turn this light on, this is like a light that you can turn on with just a console command. It would be very dark. I would be able to see what's going on because it's still, you can see a little bit, and I've played this map 100 times. I know what's going on, but you guys who are watching, because of video compression, it would essentially be pitch black for you. So that's no fun.
Yeah, I can confirm. Every time I tell my chat, like, yeah, I can play this level with the lights off, but I do it for the stream. Chat's like, no, you're just bad. Like, you just want to admit it. Like, we can play this level with our eyes closed. I swear.
Oh, well, I wouldn't go that far, because you can actually see.
That's true. Remember that pancake shot we talked about earlier?
Oh, yeah, that is coming up. Because normally what you're supposed to do here is get a turret, an effective turret like that one, and then put it in the receptacle, and it'll confuse the machine into making defective turrets. And then the route was to get two defective turrets and use their broken hitboxes to fly, which is really cool, but unfortunately that is slower than just shooting a portal through this wall. So
that's how speedrunners skip the turret assembly line.
Oh yeah, really? You made one of those videos about that, didn't you?
I guess small plug, which won't be the first time in this run, but if you are interested in more, well, first of all, if you're interested in Portal speedrunning at all, there's a Discord server, great people. You can say that for any speedrun game. As evidenced by the GDQ show, The First Step, if you're interested in speedrunning, the best thing to do is just jump in. It's a lot of fun to do. People are very welcoming, and they're usually very good resources. If you're interested in a lot of technical explanations of speedruns on my YouTube channel, I've done a couple of explanations for tricks in Portal 2. That's about it. That last chamber I have an interesting video about. So.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to do a plug, but not really, because maybe... well, first off, on my YouTube channel, anytime I get like a personal best or world record, I'll upload it there. So if you just subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will most likely only get notifications when I get a new run. So, you know, if you want to do that, I'm not going to tell you not to, but I'm also not going to tell you to. Because you can do what you want. But this
also,
right here,
according to YouTube statistics...
Oh, really? I actually don't know what mine are. Can you look it up on your phone? Because I can check.
If you have the YouTube Studio app.
I do.
Well, while we go to...
Whoops.
Yeah, we have another very big cutscene section, probably the next 5 minutes of the game. It's very lackluster in content. This is actually a really nice bridge. If you can't tell by the timer currently being at 31 minutes, and the estimate being an hour and 10 minutes, this is a good halfway point between the run.
Yeah.
And it's about 5 minutes of cutscenes, so we're just gonna kind of chill out and maybe banter for a bit.
Yeah, it's not total cutscene. I have to be active and attentive, but I'm not doing anything skillful at all, really.
Something that,
other than a little bunny hopping.
Something that we were kind of chatting about before the run. The two of you were kind of rivals turned friends. Can you tell everybody a little bit about your friendship and how that happened?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it was always a friendly rivalry because we were both kind of in it together on streaming. We were both streamers, and it was kind of a thing where, like, if he had an idea, I would kind of yoink it, and sometimes he would yoink my ideas. To be fair, I think I've yoinked more from him than he from me, but we were kind of parallels during our career development in speedrunning. For example, we both played Portal 1 at 80%. We got good at that together. Like, when was that? Back in the spring of 2017?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So, yeah,
we were both fighting for the world record in that, and I think like I took it, and then like after like a month of both of us going from 0 to hero, I took it, and like 3 days later he took it, and then we carried our rivalry over to Portal 2, where again after like a month of both of us doing runs, I took it, and then like 5 days later he took it. So, and we've always been friends. We learned the co-op run, and I believe in like 2018 we got the world record for that, which we'll showcase later.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of time recently to defend our world record, unfortunately. But maybe potentially some point in the future we will get that back, because we definitely can.
You were busy back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess earlier just to talk about when Kenny even said like things about us copying each other, I guess one glaring thing is if you're not familiar with our Redding at all, my profile picture on most platforms is just a straight purple icon, and his for most platforms is just straight red, the red you see on his portal gun, which is kind of funny.
I hate you so much.
I kind of like that. That's cool.
Yeah, and it's a very, very specific shade of red and purple. If you're curious exactly, you can go to my Twitch page down in the frequently asked questions, I think.
This is necessary
Yeah,
information.
get the hex
yeah,
code.
obviously. There's nothing else to talk about. This is just cutscene, can't do anything. Actually, I guess there is theoretically a way to skip some section of the core cutscene, but it requires you to save load. Oh, that actually brings me to a point. This category is not any percent. In this category, we cannot do glitches that require you to abuse making and loading saves. That is essentially the... Oh, and also you can't go out of bounds. Those are essentially the only two restrictions, right?
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, what that does is it just... not only does it keep the game from being an out-of-bounds mess, sort of similar to the Portal 1 any percent world record. If you look at that, it's a lot of just kind of doing what looks like shooting in random places and just light shows and like what is even happening, why is he already in chamber 18, you know, stuff like that. But none of that happens here because it's inbounds. And also, even inbounds, a lot of the glitches that you do with saving and loading, while they can be fun and welcome additions to the game in other speedruns, they are not in Portal 2, just because of the loads kind of take longer. It's not as snappy, I guess. It's just a lot of stuff that would not be fun to do in a speedrun. So this category is optimized for fun.
Also, he just did a skip by jumping on top of that elevator. Normally he's supposed to be in it. It is quite simple, but it actually saves about 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is the largest skip in the run, and the easiest. It's super simple to do.
This is a huge... In the storytelling of Portal 2, this chamber is a huge turning point. As you can see, we just transferred control of the facility from GLaDOS to Wheatley. And we skipped this whole portion where you can see the evil laugh as we fade out, where Wheatley starts questioning the partnership between him and Chell, and ends up going mad with power and smashes us into underground aperture.
Yeah, and because we skipped the whole 2-minute cutscene where Wheatley's talking to us in the elevator, 1 minute GLaDOS was on the floor, and now she is a potato. So, can't explain that. Would that technically mean this is a sequence break?
I'd say so, yeah.
What is even the definition of sequence break? Because this is a very linear game, so that doesn't happen a lot here. Is it like just doing actions out of order? Or doing actions early and then continuing on? Like if you skip a part in the storyline, is that a sequence break?
I have the Wikipedia page here. This is a cutscene for the record. We're just falling.
Yeah.
In computer and video games, sequence breaking is the act of performing actions or obtaining items out of the intended linear order, or of skipping required actions or items entirely.
Okay.
Sequence breaking is often used to beat a game unusually quickly. See speedrunning.
Well, I guess if you're watching, you are seeing speedrunning.
That's true.
Yeah, actually, after this fall here, we're going to do a little wake up animation, and then there's essentially no cutscenes for until the end of the game, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, yeah, there's a little cutscene before the boss fight, but it's just straight action. And speaking of action, oh my gosh, this is chapter 6. This is one of the hardest in the game.
Chapter 6 is like simultaneously the funnest and the hardest chapter in the game. We do a lot of really crazy strategies in this chapter, sorry.
Yeah, not so much this map, actually. This map is probably...
Cool long shot here.
I don't know if is it the easiest in the chapter?
I mean, it's always subjective, but...
Yeah, it's one of the... there's no puzzle. It's just get from the beginning to the end as quickly as possible. And now we're here waiting for this door to open. It's about half the chamber. It's just looking at this excellent example of visual comedy by Valve. But unfortunately, going fast means that we will have to not appreciate the art. So.
Yeah, massive vault opens up into a small handled door.
And it's off-center, too. That's really what does it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually probably the hardest. Maybe
yeah,
not
this
hardest,
next
but...
chamber is pretty absurd. This is normally where we get introduced to Cave Johnson, but we literally skip all of his dialogue lines. First, he's going to line himself up on the edge of the fence here, and he's going to do a cliff shot all the way on the later portion of the map. He's going to use that vantage point to get on top of the kind of beam in the center, and he's going to use a scripted momentum abuse combined with a reportal. Wow, first try, that was incredible.
Yeah, that chamber went really well.
Yeah, by jumping off that tube, he can just reflect himself to the end elevator.
Oh, I almost golded. About a third of a second off. Yeah, that was one of the hardest maps in this chapter. This is probably... If that map was like an 8, this would probably be a 7 in difficulty. It's just kind of long and very easy to not perform optimally. And that's the other example of a button glitch right there, first try, which is really hard because that one, it has a lineup, but doing the lineup for me is slower than trying it. Oh, this is really fun. Yeah, you can go through floors. Whoops.
That is the only instance of a glitch we call the cube clip in the game, so if you didn't understand it, we're just basically crouching into a cube and it fixes us through the floor. It's a bit confusing, but
yeah, that just happens because of the game, the stuff the game does when you're going through portals. Does like different physics calculations, I assume, because it's cheaper that way, computationally. If you want to know more, hang on, I gotta listen to this. If you want to know more, you can watch a developer commentary in Chamber 4 of Portal 1, in the pit with the cube. There's a really good developer commentary that kind of explains how they did the physics to make portals work, and that commentary alone is part of what explains essentially all of why Portal is as broken as it is. Just a little fun fact.
I will say, like, Valve, very good game designers. While we're all kind of sad we don't get our Half-Life 3 or whatever,
well, that's a matter of opinion, really.
Their games are super good. The developer commentaries are super insightful. They've actually said before that despite these games have some pretty glaring glitches, they actually don't patch them. So we actually do speedrun on the current version of the game. You can get it on Steam.
Although in Portal 1, we don't do a speedrun on the current version because they did fix a glitch. I'm not sure if they did it intentionally or by accident, but they made save glitch a lot harder. There's actually 2 separate old versions that we use for speedrunning. But yeah, this is on the current version of the game right now. And
coming
Sushi,
up here,
take this
Portal
away,
2's craziest chamber. Kane even is going to use portal falling to get a gel blob on the ceiling. Then he's going to do a very hard strafe to strafe around the ceiling there, land on a gel pipe on the ceiling. And then he's going to get stuck inside a kind of beam and a gel pipe once he gets around this ceiling here. Yeah, this is very, very hard.
It's not too hard. Getting it first try wouldn't... While it would be nice, it's not like super impressive.
But yeah, he's going to get stuck. And while he's kind of stuck like this, he's going to be building up speed due to gravity despite not actually moving. This means that when he lets go, he's going to bounce off of the gel plot right below him and he is going to just catapult straight up into the air off the bounds of the chamber and basically right next to the elevator.
Yeah, and because the dialogue in this map is very long, and I would have to do a little backtracking to hit the trigger where the dialogue starts, it is actually faster to enter this elevator without dialogue. And what that does is it means you have to ride the entire elevator shaft. Oh, this is not that map. This is this map. Okay. This is the transition map where you would normally find GLaDOS in her potato, but kind of a theme here. NPCs are slow, so there's no reason to get her because we don't need her. Although she will actually appear in the next map.
Yeah, we will conjure the potato. Is that the right word?
It's a right word.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can do a fling, or we can do a fling there to just skip. I don't really know. A lot of people say we, and it makes sense, but also, like, I am the only one playing the game, so it doesn't
Chat,
make
we
sense.
did this. We did this, right,
Alright.
chat?
Yeah, there's GLaDOS. Potatoes, just surprise. Alright, that was a seam shot right there. For some reason, there's just a hole that goes to the final wall in the chamber. And we can shoot it. And that's the end of the map. There's nothing else.
Something to note, there are 3 gels in this game. There's the blue repulsion gel, which is bouncy. We use that a lot in the speedrun. There's the white conversion gel, which lets us shoot portals on walls. And there's the orange speed gel, the propulsion gel. Despite it being the speed gel, we actually don't use it once in the speedrun.
Yeah, you'll see it in the co-op run, but not in single player.
Here, Caneven's going to abuse the bounce gel on sloped surfaces. Basically, by going in that portal at a very specific angle, he can fit in like 5 bounces on that one single slanted surface, and that gets you a massive boost that goes straight to the elevator. Looks super cool.
Kind of crazy. But yeah, normally you'd have to go with orange gel to get a lot of speed and then slope off that ramp and bounce off of a thing. But you can just get super speed with the bouncy gel. Okay, this map is potentially a doozy. So, Sushi, you have the experience. You have the YouTube video about this. Take it away.
I do have a YouTube video about this. This glitch, or this trick is called the lemon skip, or lemonade skip technically. We're going to skip Cave Johnson's lemon rant, which is a fan favorite, so kind of unfortunate you have to see it go, but it saves about 20 seconds. Basically, Caneven is going to disable a scripted momentum trigger, which will help us set up a fling, which he's going to do a very, very precise lineup for, and then after shooting the portal, I actually messed it up there, but he's going to try it again. He's going to get stuck in this wall and then shoot a ton of portals, which is going to give us that reportal glitch. And he's going to get almost 2,800 velocity. And with this speed, he's going to be able to fling off of a decal prop in the map, and that's going to send him straight up to a catwalk at the end of the chamber.
Okay,
This
third try.
does
Normally,
happen. Yeah.
this is fairly consistent. But as with all kind of precise weird tricks, sometimes it doesn't work. And it may not even entirely be your fault. But in that case, it probably was. So yeah,
It's a very, very precise trick.
That actually saves a lot more than 20 seconds. The new
Now,
lemonade
yeah.
skip saves 20 seconds compared to lemon skip, which already saved like 10 or 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's funny. The first version of the skip, we called it lemon skip, and then we found a way to make it faster, so it's called lemonade skip now.
Yeah, we have a proud tradition in the Portal 2 server of naming new routes after food. All right, that
This
was
is another version,
Oh,
stuck
yeah.
launch, yeah. So
Oh,
he
this
got
map
stuck.
is super cool now because there's the
Yeah.
super reportal too. Oh, I was. Okay, I missed the launch there, so I'm gonna have to go slower here to get here. But yeah, what I'm gonna do here is after I look at that poster, it is actually important that I look at it. Is I'm gonna shoot this portal at a specific angle. Look at a specific angle. Then get... Oh, it didn't work. Wait, how... That is fairly consistent. I'm quite surprised it didn't work. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, and then just get stuck so I can shoot those. And then 9 reportals is enough to launch me all the way up here. And we're back above ground. Not above ground, but in the upper part of the underground. About to meet Wheatley.
Yeah, the first thing we're going to do back when we get up to the normal testing track, there will be a chamber where we have to put a cube on a button, and if we do so normally, Wheatley will block the door and then lecture us for 50 seconds about how he misses us because he wants us to test, satisfy an itch. But what we're going to do here is we're going to throw a cube onto the button, and while it's traveling through the air, we're going to push ourselves up against the door. And this is going to mean that when Wheatley blocks the door, we will already be behind his blocking mechanism. So we can basically skip 50 seconds worth of dialogue.
Okay, if I listen closely there, I can actually hear the cubes through the door. And I was right, there is no cube in front of me. And by doing that cube throw, or rather by missing that cube throw, I can activate the button while I'm at the door, which saves us the whole cutscene of Wheatley talking to us.
Can't even. I have a question.
All right, question. What is it?
Is cube throw out of bounds?
Oh, that is a good one. I know. Back in the Oldville set it was, but now that we found the new out of bounds command, is it? I don't even really know anymore.
I'll leave that one up to the audience.
Yeah. That is not the question I thought you were going to ask, though.
How do you do cube throw? Is that the one you wanted? Or how does cube throw work?
Something along those lines. I don't remember, the whole meme. But yeah, actually, I can just bunny hop into Wheatley's face. And because I am so fast, I can break his monitor. If I do it too early, though, I will soft lock. So. Oh, hang on. By pressing W at a specific time, I can save a little time by doing a dialogue skip. It's about 2 seconds. There's actually a few of those in this chamber, in this chapter. All right, funnel intro. This is a fun one. Sushi, do you want to explain NoClip?
The excursion funnel crouch fly glitch is quite possibly the weirdest glitch in the game. These blue tractor beams are excursion funnels, and while you're inside of them, you have zero gravity. There was a glitch found on day 1 of the game's release, in April 18th, 2011.
Didn't the game came out on April 19th?
Potato. I might be one off, but maybe I'm slacking. But basically, the point is that if you crouch inside of a funnel, the game thinks you're in 2 funnels for some reason. So when you leave the funnel, the game will still think you're in 1, so it will give you the zero gravity state that is associated with these blue excursion funnels. What does this mean? We more or less, what YouTube commentators will have you believe is that we have no clip right now. We have the ability to fly, we have complete control of where we're going, and this makes a lot of maps really, really broken because, surprise, surprise, when they designed the puzzles, they didn't anticipate that you'd be able to circumvent gravity.
Yeah, and flying is pretty interesting because once you're in the air, you have very limited control over your vertical speed. You can only jump when you're on the ground. So when you're in the air, the only control you have over your vertical speed is by using objects or running yourself into a slope. So as you can see here, I'm going to get this cube, and then afterwards I'm going to use it to knock myself down so I can get into a portal. Oh gosh. Okay, I didn't die. Yeah, that was kind of
Sometimes
scary.
the wall just eats you.
Yeah, you can't explain that. Okay. Oh man, I got the weird throw, so I'm not even gonna get the dialogue skip. Okay. Normally there's another, kind of weird dialogue skip where you hesitate for a moment and then it makes GLaDOS interrupt Wheatley. But that would require you to get the cube throw first try, which is not always a possibility. Okay, this is a perfect example of how the developers didn't really expect us to be able to fly. That's it. That's the map.
I mean, yeah, who can blame them?
But now I don't have fly anymore because I entered a funnel. So then when I leave the funnel again, the game correctly knows how many funnels I'm in. So I don't have fly. I am going to get it again later, though.
And here Kane Even is going to... Oh, great shot, by the way.
Well, that was a little premature, but...
I have a delay, so I just hope the timing went out. There he shot a portal on a grate. Basically, there's a super small, precise surface, and if you shoot on just the right portion of it, the game just autocorrects the portal on the middle of a grate.
Yeah, you'll see it again in our co-op run. Well, you'll see Sushi do it. I don't know how the co-op run set up. Are they going to see both of our screens, or just the one with a little?
No, they'll see both screens.
Okay.
I
So, yeah,
had
you'll
a
see
kind of
that.
a random question. Do you both always choose the same robot for co-op, or do you
Oh, yeah.
switch them out? Okay, just curious.
There's
Yeah.
set routes for both because one robot spawns closer to the chamber than the other, so usually that robot does most of the stuff.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, we'll get into it more once we do co-op, but there are like micro optimizations, and they're actually, because of netcode, there are some glitches that only one robot can do.
Yeah, specifically, only Peabody can do. And then Atos, the way co-op works is that the game always has Atlas host the server, so Atlas always has no ping. There's no glitches that only Atlas can do, but Atlas generally has a nicer experience because of the no ping.
I see.
Although, granted, we both have pretty good internet, so even though we're not the closest geographically, our ping should be acceptable.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a bit of a... This chamber's kind of confusing because you have to slope yourself off of that pipe in just the right way to go down fast enough to get in there, but not too fast as to not get in there.
Yeah, and I will say, just to reiterate for people who are coming in here, we are talking about co-op because after Cantifen completes this co-op run, me and him will be doing... Oh, sorry. Man, I'm just all backwards. But once he completes the single player run, we will be doing co-op. And again, if you're not aware, following this run, following the co-op run, all the Portal 2 shenanigans will be a Dark Souls run and then a Skyrim run. So definitely get comfy for the night.
Yeah, as Sushi put it, we've got a stacked show for you today.
Yeah, and back then, Kane even used a really cool thing. He angled the cube off of the edge of the portal, which could perfectly put the laser in the receiver. And just kind of abuse the fly here to get past a small trap.
Yeah, I had to backtrack there to open up this door. But flying there is much faster than going through the funnel because the funnel is really slow. And this is another one of the simpler tests where you just funnel fly and then you can go to the ending. No strings attached.
Slight nod here to co-op. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Peabody. But something else interesting to note here. Oh, I lost control. That's an example of if you go too fast, you cannot control your strafing anymore. An interesting example there. Because I was flying upwards, I had what's known as slow fly, which means that you have less control over where you're going. It's really interesting. If your vertical speed upward is between like 0 and 140, then you have significantly reduced control. If you jump, you have actually above the 140 speed vertically, so you can control just fine. But if you're going upwards slightly, you get slow fly, which is really annoying when you don't do it on purpose.
And this is the last map of Chapter 8. Quite ironically, as we introduced two excursion funnels in this chapter, we're going to abuse them one last time as we just enter a funnel and then fly to the end. And this crouch fly state, he's going to preserve it into Chapter 9. This is one of the most important crouch fly preserves in the game. Again, I have a whole video about this, how speedrunners skip the part where he kills you. But basically, this last section of the game, Chapter 9, we are about probably 6-7 minutes out from the ending of the game. But there are a lot of traps Wheatley has put out for you, and we just completely obliterate this section with the flying glitch.
Yeah, one small caveat of the flying glitch is that you can't bunny hop, because obviously bunny hopping involves jumping, and jumping doesn't work when you don't come back down after you jump. So there's a small movement optimization you can do where you spam A and D while holding W, and that's a little bit faster than walking, but not nearly as fast as bunny hopping. So anyway, now that we're not on the ground, I can just do what's known as a speed wall strafe here to gain speed slowly but at a consistent rate. So yeah, I'll basically just be going really fast. there's Wheatley. I didn't hit the right trigger, so he doesn't really know I'm here. But I'm going to slope off of his panel and end up back here.
Okay.
Now he knows I'm here.
I'm not gonna kill you, okay? If you come back.
Okay, yeah. And a lot of
yeah.
the
Usually
chapter
there's
9
usually there's really epic music here.
Oh yeah, it is kind of awkward without the music. I think there's music in finale too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of chapter 9 is flying and abusing level geometry in order to kind of slope up and slope down and get to the right place. And yeah, there's the music. Oh, also, we have to actually strafe around this because there is an invisible wall where the chamber would be. So it can't just go straight. So yeah, that's, we'll just let that happen behind me.
Coming up here after he slopes off of the bottom of this these stairs, he's gonna fly past a gel tube, and this was a section I was talking about way earlier in the run about how he can kind of ignore turrets. There is a massive section of probably like 12 turrets approximately, and he's just going to.
Yeah, they shoot me a lot, but it doesn't matter because they don't shoot me enough. Alright, this is the map where I will be losing Crouch Fly at the end of it on purpose because doing the boss fight with Crouch Fly is really slow. But yeah, it's just super nice because I don't have to like wait for Wheatley to talk or do things. I can just fly past everything. Okay, and at the end of this funnel again, I will be going into the funnel so the game correctly exits my Crouch Fly, and we're moving on to the final boss. So there's going to be a cutscene. It's about a minute in a little bit.
So yeah, like Ken even said, this is the final boss of the game, the boss fight and puzzle game. Super cool. We actually do something called bomb juggling. Normally in this fight, Wheatley, the boss, will shoot bombs at you, and using portals, you can redirect the bombs back at him. He shoots bombs in rounds of 3, and because this is a video game, as the international law of video games require, the boss takes 3 hits to kill, so 3 bombs is just the perfect amount. So what we're going to do is, right when he shoots his first round of bombs, we're going to try to juggle all his remaining 2 bombs after using the first one to shoot him. So we're going to keep them going in kind of an infinite portal loop. It'll look really cool once he does it. So
bold of you to assume I'll get double bomb preserve, but okay. Yeah, but basically just the 3 bombs from the very beginning of the fight, we're going to keep them in an infinite portal loop and just use them on him. That's the goal anyway. But yeah, he's just talking about his plan, how he's so smart and how he's going to kill us. So actually, I guess the run ends when he kills me with the bombs because I'm really no match for him. Yeah, and this portal I'm about to shoot is a setup for an infinite loop because the bombs are going to travel in an arc between the 2 portals because they're arced. Okay. That should be good. Portals might be a bit close together, I don't really know. That looks good.
yeah, so now after we put this core on him, putting the cores on him does the actual quote-unquote damage, but the second he wakes up, we're basically going to nail him right again with those bombs, so...
Oh god, that would have been bad ending. Okay, good. I just got a slow version. Yeah, but if I had let the bomb hit him there, it would have put Wheatley into a glitched state where he would be throwing bombs even when he was deactivated, and he would never stop throwing bombs. Even after Wheatley gets thrown into space, he would still be throwing bombs at me. And also because that was kind of a panic situation, one of the bombs did explode, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the last hit. Just a quick fling here, and that is essentially the end. There's one more trick, though, after this, which Sushi, you can explain.
Right, so there's a notorious ending scene here where to escape Wheatley, to finally beat him after the booby trap that is upcoming, you have to shoot the moon, which Wheatley will get sucked into. the time between where you get blown away from the bombs and when you can shoot the moon, there's a super, super small time where they overlap. And we actually have a precise setup where we can shoot the moon right before we get blown away. And this actually lets us end the game about 16 seconds earlier. It also completely bugs out the game, so it's quite funny. But
Yeah.
hopefully Ken even will get this here.
I'll give time. It's not going to be a countdown. I'll just say time.
Please press the stalemate resolution.
If this works. I missed it.
Try for it again.
Time. All right.
Very
According to
nicely done.
LiveSplit, in game time, that was 1 hour and 7 seconds. So not quite under an hour, but yeah. And
It
as
was
you can
pretty
see
close,
here,
though.
oh, sorry, one more thing. Yeah, there's Wheatley just chilling, and there's Wheatley not chilling. So we did things kind of out of order, so it's all messed up. Yeah, I have my portal gun, and also 2 arms. I guess I have 4 arms or something. There's a lot to unpack here. But sorry, what were you talking about?
I was saying you're pretty close because I think your original estimate was about an hour. So yeah, nicely done.
Yeah. What was the real time?
The time we have is 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 22 seconds.
All right, that's pretty sure that's marathon % world record, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
you tell me. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think the last one was when I did the run at SGDQ 2019. I got 1 hour and 4 minutes real time.
This man just can't stop flexing.
Personal.
Well, it's more of a fun
improvement, I like
category.
You know,
Yeah, that's that. Do we want to move on to the co-op run now?
that. Yeah. We're going to take just a short break to set up for Portal 2, and then we're going to get sushi set up too, and we'll be back in just a moment for more. All right, everybody, welcome back to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel. We have MSushi 100 all set up with Can't Even getting ready for Portal 2 co-op, all main courses. I'm ready. Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just actually let me record a demo real quick.
Of course.
Co-op.
Take your time.
Time capsule and Portal PBS optimization. Oh wait, is that? Okay, actually, give us a hot minute because yeah. So is this? Oh darn it! I had a question, but I don't remember what it was.
I hate.
We'll
hate
figure it
when
out
that
later.
happens.
Yeah. Oh, sushi, turn on Vision.
I did.
I did not.
Oh. Well, I am ready when you are.
Yeah. Give me a few technical difficulty seconds here. Okay. Yeah. Ready to start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Don't know why I started from 5. Okay.
Same number.
Yeah, this is co-op. There's sushi, and there's me.
Please wave to your partner.
A lot of the mechanics are similar to the single player run we just saw, but we can't explain too much specific because the first map in co-op happens to be the most broken. We're gonna do a really insane out of bounds skip.
Yeah, I mentioned in the single player run how we weren't allowed to go out of bounds because it kind of messed up the game. That is not nearly as much the case in co-op. Out of bounds is not as bad because in co-op you can't make a save. That is not a feature. So you'll see here what we're talking about with the insanity.
Oh,
I guess we'll see in a few moments here.
yeah.
Take a
Small RNG manipulation.
Orange now has a portal device.
All right, at least you did it in soft lock.
So I'm basically, because the robot hitboxes are so weird when they collide with each other, by Can't Even jumping into me, he's going to clip through the ceiling and go out of bounds. So we're going to navigate by doing a long shot out of bounds and end up basically behind the ending door. Shut the wrong portal, but that's fine.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And that saves a lot of time.
I mean, it saves like. Oh, actually, yeah, that saves like 40 seconds, doesn't it?
It's like
I thought-
15, 20 over like optimal speedruns, like over casual.
Okay, yeah,
at
that's
the
what I
time.
thought it was, but for some reason I thought it was 40 seconds.
But yeah, welcome to Cooperative, everybody. So for those who don't know, Cooperative, there are 2 robots. The tall orange one is Peabody, which I am playing as, and the shorter blue one is Atlas, which Can't Even is playing as. For some small housekeeping stuff, obviously we are playing over the internet. We don't live together. We're not that committed of professional speedrunning gamer athletes, so we don't quite have the funds for the gamer house yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But basically, Atlas, which is Can't Even, is hosting the server, so he has the luxury of playing with 0 ping. I unfortunately do have a bit of latency, about 30 ms. So
Yeah, but it is actually that latency that allows Sushi to do specific glitches that I cannot. Sushi didn't get in the...
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, because of how the netcode works, Peabody, or I'll call him Orange from now on, can glitch buttons just by jumping on them and then immediately jumping back off of them. And he can do that with every single button in the game. In single player, it was only a few buttons that you could glitch, but that is not the case in co-op. But only Orange can do it.
Yeah, and this first course is called Team Building, which is kind of ironic because I think we're a pretty well-trained or well-oiled machine here. So we're just really blazing through these chambers. It's a lot of the basic mechanics, hitting buttons, putting balls into receivers. And I guess just to answer a preliminary question, yes, I have full trust in Can't Even, and he has full trust in me. We basically know exactly what we're going to be doing. We joke a lot of the times that we have like a telepathic line of communication with each other.
Now, when was the last time both of you practiced this, like before Time Capsule? It had been a little while, yeah?
Well, yesterday we did a run, but before that, yeah, it has been a while since we've been doing attempts.
The beginning of practice for taking back that world record, huh?
Maybe. Our practice run yesterday, after like months of resting, was actually fairly good. It was only a minute away from our PB, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
And also the thing that you may have seen in the single player run where I wait around for elevators to get the optimal dialogue is also a thing here. However, I don't actually know why it's the case here. I know there's a reason. I don't know what it is because I don't need to know.
Here's a fun chamber. This one's called Rat Maze. For this lesson, or for this chamber, Can't Even is going to be my rat, and I'm going to guide him through this chamber here to get this cube.
Yeah.
The two of you have forged an excellent partnership.
Luckily,
so
we're
my
in this
goal is
together,
just... Yeah.
So Sushi's not going to kill me.
I would never.
Yeah, certainly not on purpose.
Here's a cool glitch, the difference between co-op and single player. In co-op, the physics engine is just a little bit different, and that actually allows for what we call a cube preserve glitch, which if you just look straight down and crouch through a fizzler, you can preserve a cube.
Yeah, easiest glitch in the game. Anyone can do it. It only works in co-op.
Yeah.
But yeah, just get a cube, look straight down, crouch, and then move through a fizzler. Actually, it doesn't work on some fizzlers. Most it does.
And this next chamber, we're going to show the power of bunny hopping. There are lasers in this map. I don't know what they do, but yeah, we just bunny hop over a gap and Can't Even travels through my portals.
Yeah, the reason I could jump on that goo is because there's a platform under it. Normally, the platform's raised through some mechanism, which I do not know what it is. So the platform is just stored right under the goo, so I can jump off of it. And this is the first behind-the-scenes style map, where it's not exactly a test chamber, it's just us trying to get something for GLaDOS. But this is a great example of how careful planning and routing can create very seamless routes through teamwork. So I got the cube, and then immediately there was a portal blessed upon me that got me straight to the cube receptacle. Or, not the cube, the disc.
Yeah, and these behind-the-scene levels where we have to put a disc into a receiver, these will be the ending levels of every course, with the exception of the last course, course 5. This is all main courses. There are 6 courses in the game. The 6th one was added later as a DLC. So we're going to be playing only 5 courses, and that was team building, the first course. So
yeah, it was 2012 though, so it was like free DLC.
Yeah.
Also, taunt, by the way, if you've forgotten.
Yeah, throughout the run, GLaDOS, well, not really GLaDOS, the robots will decide to do quirky human taunts. And GLaDOS usually makes fun of the robots, like, oh, you're going to be human, you're so terrible, I love robots so much.
Yeah.
But,
It's really less of I love robots, just like I hate humans, because the only thing
Yeah.
GLaDOS loves is science.
But,
Ironically, the robots don't let her do science.
yeah.
Yeah, this course, the theme is like momentum, sort of, and using portals. But ironically, normally that's a fling, but we don't really do that. We just do walk into the portal, and if you jump into it just right, you don't need to fling all the way from the top.
Yeah, this
Alright.
course is called Mass and Velocity, and we're going to be doing a lot of that. A lot of cool flinging and clever momentum mechanics.
Yeah, this dialogue is very long.
No idea how tiring it is to praise someone for placing an edgeless safety cube into a receptacle designed
Taking
to
a quick sip.
exactly fit an edgeless safety cube.
But yeah, in this next level, we're going to be introduced to the Infinifling. If Ken, even you want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's just a regular concept in Portal 2. It was really cool because in co-op, they can make full use of it. What happens is you just put a portal on a ceiling and in a floor right below it, and then your co-op partner can be flung infinitely and build up any arbitrary amount of speed. Except not actually, because when you go through a portal, your speed is set to 1,000 if it is higher than that.
I only created this test to watch test
It might be a
subjects
different
fail,
number, but I think it's
and you
1,000.
didn't.
So you can't get
You must
infinite
be
speed.
Very, very proud.
And even if that did happen, there's an engine speed cap. No object in the game can move faster than 3,500 hammer units per second in any cardinal direction. So it can move diagonally faster, but there is still a hard speed cap there.
And this next chamber is going to show off one of the Peabody-only glitches. Since I have that little latency, I can jump off of a button, and it's kind of random, but if I jump off of it basically frame perfectly like that, the button will just stay enabled despite me not even being on it. So I can basically carry Ken even through this level and deliver him this ball.
Yeah, a common theme in the first 4 courses is that because orange spawns closer to the level, orange does a little bit more of the action than blue. On course 5, of course, that is flipped because I will spawn closer to the level. So typically I'll do more of the action. But yeah, as you saw there, I did essentially nothing for that whole map. So, yeah, Sushi is just carrying me.
Remember when I told
It's a
you
team
we were
effort.
the only subjects to pass the calibration test? I lied.
Nice.
And here, some nice little momentum.
In direct competition with you. Begin juggling test in 3.
Wait, do you know if the slow fly mechanics occur in co-op or not? Because I
Yes.
just thought of that. They do.
They do.
Oh, right, okay. Right, because you can fly in co-op. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but yeah, course 4 introduces excursion funnels, and surprise, surprise, you can fly with them. Again, if you were watching the single player run.
Yeah, we'll get into it more, but similar to how in single player the mechanics kind of had their own chapter, that's very well distinguished in co-op because basically, ooh, that was I missed.
Oh, man.
Can you reshoot the portals?
Oh,
Just
right.
come through and reshoot them. And they're actually very distinctly named. Course 3 is called Hard Light Surfaces, which introduces us to the light bridge. Course 4 is called Excursion Funnels, which introduces us to the excursion funnels. And Course 5 is called Mobility Gels, and that introduces us to the gels.
Yeah, and also most of the courses have a unique theme. Course 3 is very dilapidated. It's in the style of the early Portal 2 chambers. Course 4, not as much, but it has sort of more of like a... There's less panels. It looks more like an early Chapter 8 kind of vibe.
Just 1 second. This chamber is absolutely mind-blowing here. Kane even is going to grab that cube through the dropper, and I'm going to drop him off at that cube holder here, and I'm going to do a great shot here so you can follow me. And we're not even done there because now we're going to do a scripted momentum abuse with some air strafing. So I'm going to hit Kane even in air, and then go into this portal, and it's going to give me a massive boost, and I can grab this cube.
Yeah, that whole
So that
map
chamber is a lot.
very choreographed and very cool.
Anyways, you were saying.
Yeah, so Course 4 kind of has an early Chapter 8 kind of vibe, and then Course 5 is some underground courses. Because the plot reasons, I am going to spoil the plot a little bit, but for Course 5 is the robots are trying to unlock a vault with a bunch of human tests in them, because while we were doing these courses, GLaDOS realized, oh, that was quite a lag spike. But GLaDOS realized that robots are no good for testing because robots can't die. And apparently the point of the testing was to kill the humans, or to see what would happen. Actually, I think it was more because humans have fear.
From the official testing courses.
Because obviously the fear of death is a pretty big motivator. While the robots do not fear death because they can be reassembled. This is Industrial Fan. This is another one of the behind-the-scenes levels. There's just a huge fan, and Sushi is going to stop it for me by grabbing a cube through a pipe.
Don't worry, they are of no use to anyone. Totally.
All right, Sushi gets the first cycle. He's going to stop that. And then I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
similar to
through.
how in the chambers before, Ken even was able to grab a cube through a dropper. Since physics mechanics are slightly different in co-op, also very nice hitting both the levers by himself there, Ken even did. That's a little bit challenging, but it's kind of funny to see.
Yeah, a lot of the behind-the-scenes maps have kind of like checkpoints where there's two levers and both players need to hit them at the same time to go through. But because we're so fast, we can hit the levers all by ourselves. So most of the time, you actually just need one person to kind of go in the second half of the level.
I guess.
Nice.
But yeah, you can grab physics objects through very thin surfaces, whether that be the bottom of a cube dropper or the edge of a tube. We don't abuse this too much more going forward in the run. At least I don't recall any times we do.
Yeah, it's just a neat thing.
I don't know what you think you are doing, but I don't like it.
So now we are going into hard light surfaces.
Send you outside of the official testing courses. You are picking up some bad human traits.
Yeah, there's actually not really too many glitches with light bridges, are there?
No, not really. I guess the important thing, which we'll talk about in the second chamber, is how bridges kind of cut you and correct you. But
yeah, like if a bridge is placed so that like it's in the middle of your body, it will move you to the top of the bridge, which is is useful because it lets you get free vertical mobility. Okay.
so yeah, we're just going to use air strafing to kind of circumvent the difficulties of this section.
It's the one thing you can't do.
Wait, when is the map where you go out of bounds again?
That is
in
the fifth chamber
2
bridge
maps?
flank.
Okay. Yeah, I have not played co-op in a while. I'm kind of rusty on my semantic knowledge, like the order.
Here I'm gonna put my full trust in Ken even as I jump over the acid, but thankfully my knight in shining armor will catch me, and
Well, if I didn't catch
I'm
him,
able
it
to
would be
sneak a portal
slow.
surface. That would be true.
You did very well.
I don't really have a choice there.
Humans closed this test because they said it was too deadly. I thought they would have moved it into the testing track Hall of Fame for that.
Oh, this is actually the chapter that has all the turret levels, and that can be kind of tricky because the route is planned out very carefully so that the turrets won't shoot at us for too long. But especially in the second level, there is a good amount of risk, and especially if one of us messes up, then it'll be very easy to die to the turrets. Even if we don't mess up, it can be
Can you believe this?
pretty difficult to stay alive.
We tried.
Here on Can't Even Screen, this is like one of my favorite strats in the game.
Pain nor fear.
Just cleverly angling that bridge, you're just able to bonk off of it and get to the end.
Yeah, so clean.
A reward for testing. At least the plants didn't want a reward.
What's next? Oh, right. I know exactly what map is next, but I do not know how to describe it because it's kind of generic, I feel.
Yeah, it's a pretty simplistic map. We're just going. The first section is just a simple bridge section. In the second map, we normally have a bit of flinging to do, but this level is actually really flawed. So just a small bunny hop is
sorry
going
for
to bless you. Small bunny hop will get us to the end.
I'm sorry. The arrows seem to have rusted off. But
Yeah, we can just jump this gap.
your ability to complete this test proves the humans wrong. They described it as impossible, deadly.
Oh, well, my body feels quite different after that sneeze.
Even had the nerve to call it broken.
So I'm not sure what's up with that. Oh, we saved 9 seconds in fling block, I guess. I guess that's something. Did not know about that.
Do not look at my screen for the next 5 seconds. This will be the last example of out of bounds in the speedrun.
Yeah.
Viewer discretion advised. Okay, it's over. You can look now.
Yeah, that out of bounds trick saves a whole, like, 2 seconds, right?
Barely, yeah. But it's faster, so we do it. It's the speedrunner mentality.
Yeah, forever, for a long time, that was the only out of bounds, essentially in the entire game, actually. But then we figured out how to go out of bounds in single player. And then things kind of got complicated. And then we officially changed the single player category to inbounds only. And
Yeah.
then later we found the out of bounds in the very first map, which is kind of insane. There's also actually some other out of bounds that we didn't do because we don't know it. But yeah, co-op there's a fair amount of out of bounds. This is one of the maps I was alluding to earlier with the turrets, where it can be pretty easy to die, but not if Sushi and I work together.
That's true. Teamwork makes the dream work. So yeah, I basically have full trust there for Kane even to set up the barricade for me as I recover the sphere, and we make it in with just a couple of bullet holes.
Yeah, and I don't know canonically what the explanation is for regenerating health in here, but I can make up an excuse that says when we get reassembled with full health. So
Okay. Yeah, sounds right.
Makes no sense in single player, though. Don't know how Shell does that.
Here's a really fast-paced level with some turrets. Gonna knock that guy off of his podium. And here I'm gonna block off these 2 turrets, and Kane even is gonna set up a portals for a jump. Oh.
Gosh.
You'll be fine.
Do you need anything?
I should be.
Can you do it? Okay. So yeah, I'm just waiting here so the turrets can't see me.
Congratulations.
Alright, yeah, as we mentioned, a little snafu with death.
You would have never completed them. So again, congratulations on completing the broken.
Yeah, there's one. The next map is the behind the scenes map, right?
Yep.
I was about to say the out of bounds map, but that kind of has a different connotation in speedrunning.
Yeah, this level is called Bridge Testing. It's the last level of Course 3. And it does some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I kind of like this one. This is another level, kind of like Industrial Fan, where for the second half, or the latter, Sushi's just gonna get me to the end. He's gonna stay behind while I flick the levers, put the CD in the place wherever.
Yeah, and this level is kind of on a cycle, but I'm basically gonna shoot a portal through the Fizzler here, and he's gonna.
Whoa.
Oh, my bad. I shot that
That's
a bit
fine.
early.
Okay, that should be like one cycle, right?
Give or take. Oh.
Oh, I saw that through the portal, and I was like, oh, I gotta go. Yeah.
Normally,
because,
if we did this right, yeah, you can go.
Yeah, because I died, or no, yeah, I did die. Sushi was able to join me. But he does not need to be here. And thankfully, my golf skills are on point, so I made that throw. Oh, hey.
Yeah, these disc levels, the good news of it is that normally, we need 2 robots in their disassembly stations. But on these disc levels, just 1 robot needs to put the disc in the receiver, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, almost all of the co-op levels can be completed with 1 person.
Yeah.
It's just not always the fastest to do so. Because the co-op level design, not that it's bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not as foolproof as the single-player level design. There's a lot more glitches.
Yeah, when you have 4 portals to work with, you have a lot more freedom, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I never thought about it that way. That's pretty huge.
The excursion funnel crouch fly glitch. We meet again.
All right. Oh, also, as you'll be able to see on Sushi's screen, because of the ping difference, the excursion funnel is gonna, or the crouch fly is gonna look a little weird. On my screen, it'll look completely normal, but it just works exactly the same as it does in single player. You can just fly, so that's cool. And because of how it works, I'm holding crouch right now. If I let go of crouch, I will lose the fly.
You're doing very well.
Sushi?
107.
Okay. This is, I
But
think,
yeah.
the longest course, right? At
Oh
least
gosh,
in
I
terms
don't
of
even
the
know.
number of maps.
Yes, that's definitely true.
Okay. But yeah, because we can fly, some of the maps are going to be not exactly
Either of us to hurt blue
intentional.
speedruns, but it's clear to everyone monitoring.
Intended
Yeah,
not.
and if you guys didn't get the explanation, if you crouch in a funnel, the game thinks you're in 2 funnels, which means when you leave the first funnel, the game still thinks you're in 1 funnel. Important rock paper scissors game here, which I obviously won. But yeah. So when the game thinks we're in a funnel, it'll let us fly. So basically, we have the freedom to fly once we're in those funnels.
Yeah, I don't know if you said it, but there's like a counter in the game of how many funnels you're in. This is an oversimplification, but if you crouch in a funnel while you have 0 velocity, one of your hitboxes is like disabled, so it forgets to decrease that. So it increases it again to 2, and then once you leave, it decreases it to 1. So the game thinks you're in a funnel, sorta. So it gives you fly.
I have to agree.
This level is completely intended.
Yeah.
While teamwork
I
is
mean,
needed to
come on,
complete
just
these
look at it.
tests. I'm not sure I trust
It's actually like the one glitch in the game we don't know how it works.
No clue, yeah. But
It's fast.
I do know one thing, and that is hold W. Because I didn't do that in our practice run, and I missed it. Yeah, it's weird. We have no idea how it works, but it's pretty consistent. Well, at least us two have no idea how it works. Crazy how might know how it
Sorry,
works.
I missed the beginning of that test. I was
Yeah, just some more flying, and in this next level, this is kind of among speedrunners, this is the most notorious level in Portal 2
Oh,
co-op.
Yeah, there's a funnel in this level, but flying to the end would be too slow because, as you will hopefully see, there's a much faster solution. All right, get those fingers ready.
Mm-hmm.
Blue, how well do you really know Orange? Do you trust
gosh.
Orange?
Oh,
I had a weird jump in the middle. I thought I could.
I hit the
Sushi?
wrong button. My bad.
That was the wrong
Just
button.
I restarted the level. It's okay.
Okay.
Orange,
Give you a second shot.
you really know Blue. Do
I hit a practice bind there. Oh, and now it's a roll reversal.
First try. All right, yeah, roll reversal there. So,
Yeah, we just have to bunny hop this gap here. Second
let's
try.
go. We both got it first try.
asking if Orange trusts
Exactly. It's a mental game.
you are my favorite cooperative testing subject.
All right, so yeah, that was and that jump is quite difficult. It is objectively not like super hard, but the spacing of the hops and being able to land your last hop as close to the edge as possible, so you have to jump the least distance possible, is difficult. And also the jumps in co-op are weird
I agree.
because of a technicality
About Orange
that
before.
I don't think
Orange,
I would have enough time to
something
explain,
you
would
like
I?
to say?
We don't have to get too far into it.
Yeah.
But basically, it's just one of those things that's not really hard, but it's really easy to mess up, so.
Do you feel betrayed?
I wouldn't
by
say it's
Orange for
easy.
telling me those horrible things about you? If Orange had said
You
those
definitely
things
have to
about
be
me, Orange
proficient
would
in
never
bunny
make
hopping to
the
get it.
next reassembly station.
This next chamber is probably one of the cooler ones. We're going to use a faith plate and distort momentum a ton by using not a human shield, but I guess a robot shield. You'll see what I mean.
Yeah, for some reason, well, for a good reason, I guess. When you hit a robot in midair,
Seems no matter what I try to
your
do,
velocity is
will
just
try to
stopped. You
destroy
don't.
You just keep going.
It's
Keep testing.
you don't transfer any velocity,
Either of you have drive to be
which is
better
actually
than
not
the other.
too important, I guess. But that means you can use robots as just
Start of this
portable
course, I
walls
was
to hit.
worried you were becoming too close, but in my attempt to
So
drive
I hit
you
Sushi
apart, I learned
to stop my
something
speed,
important
and
about
then I
trust
got up there, and
betrayal.
Sushi used me to stop his speed, and that way he got
Our
up.
brains are too small to feel either of those emotions, so I can trust you 100%.
Yeah, and this next level is kind of the pinnacle of how I talked earlier about how you can grab objects through small or thin surfaces. We're gonna do that here and just yoink a cube through an entire maze. And Ken Even's gonna help me out by shooting a funnel portal.
This is the last test.
Or actually shooting a seam shot through a wall.
It's just something I whipped up for you. I thought you
As you can
might
see
enjoy a
there,
challenge for once.
I can shoot a portal through there because the collision is not quite 100%. And I had to shoot that portal because it, like, changes the cube's position slightly. Helps somehow.
Makes it easier for me, yeah.
You completed this
It makes it
epic
possible for
section
you.
of this course.
Sure.
Before
Yeah.
we can go
It
any
wouldn't work
further,
without that.
I will need you to complete one more test outside.
This is gonna be the last chamber of course 4, known as excursion funnels. It's called Turret Warehouse. Normally we have to fight against kind of a very angry turret line, but instead, Ken Even is gonna sacrifice his life for the cost of going fast.
Yeah, this map is supposed to be normally there is like a big central room with the turret line, and there's a bunch of side rooms with like little almost mini puzzles that you complete. But because there is one big room, you can just do cool things to get to the end immediately. As you can see here, Sushi is in the ending room, and I can do whatever because it doesn't matter.
Ooh.
And Sushi lands the table skip first try. Jumping over that table is weird because the hitboxes kind of scuffed. Not scuffed, but you weren't meant to do that.
Coming up here is going to be one of the cooler, interesting skips in the game. Right when you get into the lobby again, GLaDOS is going to play out a 30-second cutscene where she realizes, I don't want robots, I want to test with humans, so I'm going to send you guys to the human vault. And she talks about that for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, so I'm going to hit a button to skip the cutscene. That works. It's just, all I did was restart the level. It's essentially, you can just hit go to hub in the menu, and then I forgot. But it's okay, because I can think on my feet this time. So yeah, normally you'd have to wait a long time for GLaDOS to open those vaults. But if you just go to hub, then GLaDOS will be like, oh, I already played that cutscene. So it's open. And this is course 5. This is where these maps are a little bit harder than the rest, I think, generally. And this is also where the spawn order is reversed. So I, or rather Blue, will be playing a little more instrumental role. It's like
Can you hear me
both
now?
players. Oh, were you talking?
I was doing some hand motions and I just somehow ticked my physical mute button on my microphone, so it happens,
Well.
it happens.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
You're doing a great job though.
Yeah, but of course both players still play an important role. It's just that in this course, Blue does slightly more sometimes, and the previous 4 courses, Orange does slightly more, generally.
Tried to secretly imprison other humans and hide their
Oh.
tracks. I think they wanted to punish them.
I
by
can
not
shoot a
allowing me to
thing for you if
include
you
them
want.
in texting. That's why humans couldn't complete
I am
these
a
courses.
professional video gamer.
Their friends.
I have this under control. Small
Nice.
backup.
Start preparing.
Alright, I actually I never knew about that.
I checked an old suggestion box. The #1 request.
Actually, speaking of professional video game playing, Sushi and I both
How do they
stream
know for sure
these
the tests are
games
deadly if they could
live
survive
on our
the
Twitch
suggestion?
channels, twitch.tv/msushi100 and twitch.tv/caneven. There's a good chance, unfortunately, that we won't be playing co-op because we're both rather busy. But we do play Portal games, Portal 1, Portal
Get to
2,
the vault. You are going to need to use
fairly
the
often.
lessons you've
Whoops.
learned.
Sushi, I don't know what your stream
There.
schedule is
I
exactly.
have made
What
these
is it?
tests extremely
What's the stream schedule?
difficult. I will
Anyways,
say extremely
uh,
deadly,
Yeah.
but we all know
I'm gonna do a depth abuse strat and get a portal into the next section of the chamber. Kane Even will kind of hold the door open for me, and then we'll proceed together.
lucky for you
Yeah.
too.
I don't know if you caught it, but I messed it up, and then we actually switched roles because that's
The
faster.
assembly machine can continue with his work. You
And then
will
dialogue
need him
here.
for the final track.
What were we saying? I was definitely talking about something.
Oh, you're selling out.
Right, okay.
Right.
So yeah, I lately have been streaming like just once a week, maybe twice a week.
I guess finding
Yeah, just if you like stuff like this, then come watch. I know I'm usually not nearly this talkative on stream, but Sushi is quite the video gamer and internet personality, so
Humans will make a
I just want to say, as always, first of all, if you're not following Games Done Quick, do so. And also, these hotfix shows do not get enough love as they deserve. The staff do a great job working behind the scenes to put these shows together for you guys. It's really awesome, and a pleasure to run for one. And also, yeah, speedrunning community is super great. I'm sure you've heard this lecture a couple times, but everyone's super welcoming. Streamers and communities included. So.
Also, I'm not sure exactly how relevant it is, but if you heard a Windows notification just now, that was me. My apologies.
Another death abuse strat here, Can't Even actually using the orange gel in the ramp, he's going to strafe out of the chamber. And through that, he's going to get on one of the beams way down low below the chamber and shoot a portal for me to go through.
Dying humans. If that doesn't motivate you, I'm not sure what will.
All right, and there's not too many more maps now, right? New route on this one.
3 more.
So
Yep.
not even really a new route, but we haven't been doing this route a ton, so let's see how it works.
They are as bad as you might think. Smelling.
Okay, so I get that cube and then do something there. I don't really know, but
Black magic.
oh god, I was so close to you. I am amazed how I didn't get bonked.
Are you as excited as I am?
So yeah, as GLaDOS says, we only have 2 more maps left.
And then the last map is going to be pretty exciting because there's a very climactic trick at the end that looks pretty cool and loses a ton of time if either of us miss it. So
Yeah, huge choke point at the end of the run. Kind of sucks for PB attempts, but
it's good content.
it is good content.
And especially because it's usually only one person who messes it up. So, and then that one person is just standing there at the end, just waiting impatiently.
Subjects to monsters is about 1,000,000 to 1.
All right, so this is going to be the last chamber in the game, vault entrance. Time will end when our screens fade to black, which I think Ken even will call out.
Yeah, I'll
But,
call at the time.
Just past that opening.
Where basically, normally you're supposed to set up a kind of gel ramp in the center of the ending chamber, but we're going to completely skip that and use only red gel at the top of the chamber. We need what's called a gel strafe, and it looks super cool when done right, but it's a little prone to failure, so we'll see how it goes. But Kane Evan's going to do a long shot into this next section, and I'm going to set up some gel by doing a gel stuck launch. Just I need to hit this portal in the exact right corner, and then gel looks good. I might just be barely off. Oh no.
All right. So
Well, I was not lying. Yeah, and now I'm sent all the way back to the start of the chamber. Just a minor setback, but
yeah, so this is why it's pretty good content because we skipped the part of the chamber that has the checkpoint. So all right. I'll be right back while you get this. Hang on.
Wow. Okay. Not even my partner believes in me, I guess.
Aw, we believe in you, Sushi.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I left for comedic effect there, but and he gets it.
First try.
This door should be opening.
And time. All right, what was our real time?
I have 35:46.
Nice. Okay, the in-game time was a 29:08.
Nice. I didn't want to talk too much during that run because I know it probably takes something like co-op requires like a huge amount of focus and synergy between players. I did have a question though. Did it take a long time to find the rhythm for co-op versus like the single player?
Do you mean like the rhythm of working together?
Exactly. Yeah.
There's definitely an aspect of that we did have to find. That is actually probably one of the hardest parts is learning how exactly what the other person is going to do when.
It's a lot of trust.
I guess that did take a while, but now like I know exactly what Sushi's doing, even though I may not know the route specifically. I know like when roughly his portals are going to be, exactly where he'll be, what's going on, and he knows the same for me. But
That's
yeah, actually, I
awesome.
think that did take a while.
You said that this is a pretty fun game too for people to learn co-op if they're interested in running something with a friend.
Yeah, if you have another friend that is a speedrunner, or you find somebody who you want to run with and they're also willing to run with you, Portal 2 co-op is a pretty great category. The world record's like 26 minutes, so for a beginner, it'd probably be around a 40-50 minute run, which is great because a beginner single player run could take like over an hour and a half, which might be too long
Oh
to
wow,
ask.
okay.
Yeah, because single player, the world record is like an hour, but I'm gonna close that audio so you guys don't get the VOD canceled.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, co-op is definitely a good run. If you have the friend or if you have the means, I would recommend learning it. It's pretty good. Although, admittedly, I don't think there is a video tutorial for co-op. There might be. I don't know.
So there'll be a little bit of figuring out to do, but I guess that's all part of the fun and the process. So
Mhm.
thank you both so much for being here today. It was really great being able to see both the single player and the co-op.
Oh, yeah, it's our
Do you
pleasure.
have any other shout outs or anything that you'd like to give?
I guess while I'm here, on the GDQ channel, shoutouts to Kurzyhow for basically finding not every, but most of the routes and glitches in the game for like the past 2 years. He is the head router by far. For example, he found the pancake skip, which I used multiple times. Kind of infamous for forgetting to shout him out for that. That was like brand new at the time. And he's found a lot of technical sort of information about the game. And he also made an entire separate mod of the game called Speedrun Mod, which just cuts out all the cutscenes in Portal 2, brings the full game time down to around 29 minutes. So yeah, he's done a lot on the more technical routing side of the community in the past few years.
I imagine that's like better for practicing as well.
Yeah, it is a really good tool for practicing. Although don't use it too much because there are a few routes, mostly cutscene skips, that are not in Speedrun Mod because it deletes the cutscenes. But yeah, it's a great game for practicing. And just running on its own because it has its own leaderboards.
What about
Sushi?
you, Sushi? Any shout outs? Anything? Any final thoughts?
Thanks so much for having us on. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If anyone's
Um,
interested in Portal 2, if you go to the speedrun.com page, there is a Discord server. We'd be more than happy to. I mean, at the end of the day, speedrunners just a bunch of nerds, and if you talk to nerds about things they like, they just won't stop talking about it. So we'll be more than glad to talk to you about Portal 2 if you're interested. And I'm really excited for the rest of the time capsule tonight.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It was
what's up next?
honestly well, up next we have Dark Souls
Oh.
coming up. So 2011 is the theme, but if all of you watching enjoyed Portal 2, please make sure you follow Can't Even and MSushi100 here on Twitch. It was an absolute pleasure having you both on the show. Thank you a million times over.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And all of you watching, don't forget an online all-women speedrunning event, Frame Fatales, returns with another event that is Fleet Fatales, November 15th, 2020. Go to gamesdonequick.com/Frame Fatales for more information on that. We are going to take a quick ad break as we prepare for our next run, which is Dark Souls. But if you have Amazon Prime and would like to support this show or other hotfix shows, along with receiving ad-free viewing and a pretty cool lamp emote, consider using your Prime Gaming sub here on Games Done Quick channel. Big thank you to our current subscribers. Dark Souls is next. All right, everybody, welcome back to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick channel. I'm your host, Smooth Operative, and I am here with Regal, Marionette, and Nax HPL. We are about to do some Dark Souls. Thank you all for joining us. You want to introduce yourselves, explain a little bit about the plan?
Yeah, I'm Regal. I'm going to be running any percent no wrong warp, and you guys can introduce yourselves.
Next. Yeah, I am Nax HPL, and I've been a pretty long time Dark Souls runner. Yep.
Yeah, I'm Marionette, and I started kind of at the same time as Regal, but he's much better than me at this game right now. So.
All right, and so we're going to be doing the no wrong warp category. I'm going to start Thief and Black Firebombs Thief because we get a master key, and we need the master key for the very beginning of the run because we're going to be going into a place called Valley Drakes, and we need to get there with the key. And Thief starts with one for free, so we don't have to pick the key as our gift. We can choose Black Firebombs, which allows us to kill the first boss quickly, and they'll come in handy later on in the run as well. Other than that, though, I'm ready. I'm going to give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck, Regal.
Thank you, guys. All right. So this is no wrong warp. This used to be the any percent category many years ago, but there was a glitch discovered called the Purple Coward's Crystal Wrong Warp, which allows you to bypass having to kill all of the Lord Soul bosses to get to the final area of the game. Which is, if you played Dark Souls, that's you would know that's how you reach the final boss. This category, we're not allowed to do that. So it follows the old any percent route, where you have to actually go to all the different areas after you get the Lord Vessel and kill all those bosses to access the final area. And this is the first boss. We're just going to kill him with some Black Fire Bombs. 5 should do it. Just roll 1 attack. 2 more, and he's dead.
Yeah, and just for a little like side thing, there actually was there always has been a category that skipped the Lord Soul even before that Purple Coward's Crystal Warp that was found. It's just the Purple Coward's Crystal Warp let you warp without like quitting the game, basically. So that's why it was always a separate category, but then that was found and you don't have to quit the game anymore, and then that became the new any percent, and now yeah, this is any percent no wrong warp now. So
exactly, yep. And this is the first little trick that we're gonna do. Just quit out near this wall, and your stand-up animation breaks the wall. So this doesn't save time RTA. It saves about 1.5 seconds in in-game time, which is what we use to measure the leaderboard times. With that's pretty much the end of the asylum. Normally we would do a quit out here on this big door coming up, because it saves a little bit of in-game time. It skips the animation of the door opening. But since we're doing an RTA run, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna open it normally, not quit out. I'll drop these useless items here. And then head onto Firelink Shrine.
And Skyrim is interesting because while the other categories they become a little more annoying, the more optimized they get, the faster they get. Category seems to be getting comfier, which is
it is
all the best.
It's getting comfier in some ways, but it's also getting more challenging in other ways. So it's like a really, really good balance of consistency, but also hard tricks, which makes it interesting to run without there being anything too bad in the run. A lot of the other categories, the fastest routes are pretty annoying, or at least have like a couple really annoying. Nice jump. Have a couple annoying parts of the run, but this one doesn't really have anything super bad, except for maybe RTSR Nito at the end. But you really don't have to do that to get
very
more
optional
now.
Yeah.
And
even when you have a good PB,
pretty
exactly.
So that's we picked up the S stock there. We're going to be using that for a move swap glitch later on in the run. Hopefully, I nailed this jump because I have missed all the other jumps I've done so far.
Most important jump in the
run. Hardest skip in the run. No,
run over it.
No, thank you. And so one thing I'm doing here, you can see, is I am doing these short bursts of stamina regen and then toggling out of them. The double toggle is it's just a way to speed up your acceleration. You go a little bit faster to your top speed if you toggle or even block while you begin to sprint. And doing it out of
blocking is a whole lot harder to time.
It is out of the jog animation.
Yeah.
When you do it out of item pickups, blocking is easier because you can't queue up a toggle out of like item pickups. But
no,
it's mostly just adds a lot of like little small detail to just running around. And there's a lot of running in this game, so it's nice to just have a little bit of something else to do.
Yeah, and you'll see like after pickups or rolls or pretty much any animation, he'll try to do a little animation, like an upper body animation after
Yeah.
it, just to speed up.
All right, so
And
that
only
was a
save the-
Drake suicide quit out right there. We need about 1,000 extra souls to do all the stuff we need to do at the beginning of this run. And if you quit out near those Drakes, they just fly off to their death, which is really nice. And this is a pretty scary part of the run, so hopefully I don't die here. I do have a couple save files set up, and this is for one of them, but hopefully we'll be okay. These guys are pretty scary. All right, that was good. That was good.
Nice.
All right,
And you
so coming
notice
up
that
is,
he...
yeah, go ahead, Mario.
No, he rolled immediately after picking up the red tearstone ring because that gives him a boost off the ledge. So the roll goes farther.
Yeah.
And that saves him from the Drakes, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you're wondering why he's going so out of his way to get the red tearstone ring, it's because it's very, very good.
Yeah. It saves a good bit of time, even though it takes a bit of time to pick it up. So that was an
Basically,
elevator
yeah.
upward that we did. To just you just fall into the elevator and quit out, and it sends you all the way to the top. I'm gonna take this bonfire.
The red tearstone ring basically like almost doubles or triples his damage in
Yeah,
some cases
you'll
when he's below
see some-
20% health. So.
Yeah.
You'll see some pretty insane damage numbers later on in the run. Hopefully, at least. So this guy's pretty annoying. But yeah, he's pretty well behaved there.
What a nice
So-
black note.
Let's see if I get the weapon. Okay, I didn't get it, but I have a program running in the background that we can use. You can use it for practice runs or for marathon runs like this. It's called Gadget Mage. So if we didn't get the weapon legit, it just spawns it into our inventory. We wouldn't be able to do the run without it, so it's pretty crucial.
So
Yeah,
we're
so
starting
go ahead and
a...
Yeah, explain.
Yeah, we're starting a part of the run that's gonna take a while for him to do anything interesting. So should I start explaining a very hectic part of the run when it comes to glitches?
There'll be like 20 seconds of just like a bunch of glitches happening. So
Yes. So here's just gonna kill a lizard for an upgrade item. He picked up bow that we're gonna need later on. But the meat of this part is that Nax, you wanna do it?
I will try.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
I don't even know how
multi-conquest
to
here.
again.
Basically, he's going to be buying some stuff from Andre, and he's going to be using a glitch called Prompt Swap to buy more items than he can afford, is basically the simplest way to put it. So he's going to be using that to buy lots of Titanite shards that he normally can't afford. He's going to buy 9 Sastices, which sounds really weird, but that's what Prompt Swap can do. Yeah, I don't know. You wanna explain Prompt Swap, Mario?
Basically the idea is that you're clicking the arrow on top to change tabs and confirming at the same time. So that lets you buy more stuff than you should be able to. And now he's dropping a negative quantity, which minus is minus is a plus. Thanks, math.
Yeah, that's why you buy the Kestises, because you buy a glitch stack of 9 Kestises, and what that does is whenever you select the Kestis after you purchase it, the game will store a negative quantity, and you use that double menu to basically inject the quantity into the drop prompt, where you can drop -8, and like Mario said, you actually gain 8. So we're going to be able to upgrade our BKH. Oh, that's not good. We're going to be able to upgrade our BKH.
Did you not switch profiles?
No, I did. I just messed up. So +5 pretty early. I accidentally pressed start before reposting, so I didn't do anything. Yeah, so this is a Simsgate skip. If you guys want to explain,
I can explain. I guess I can explain this. So basically, his camera now it looks really strange. It's like top down, and that's called Death Cam. And basically, what he did there on the stairs is he parried the hollow, which put him like outside of the stairs for a second, and that actually let him touch basically a plane, an invisible plane, which triggers the Death Cam. And if he was a little lower on the stairs, he would actually die and hit a plane that just kills him. But he hit just the Death Cam plane, basically. And that triggers Death Cam, which means nothing loads and nothing unloads basically as you're in that state, because the game thinks you're dead. So because nothing loaded, he was able to run towards the gate, the Sen's fortress gate, and run through and then quit out to just reset the game back to normal. And when he loads back in, he's inside with the gate still closed, and it's pretty speedy.
Yeah, if you played the game casually, you would know that normally you have to go and kill 2 bosses and ring 2 bells to open the gate, but the Sen's Gate skip allows you to bypass all that. And in some categories, like all bosses are any percent, you eventually have to kill those bosses anyways. And so Sen's Gate skip is kind of just a nice little routing feature. But in this category, it actually lets you skip an entire boss, which is gargoyles, so it's really fast for this category. I'm going to quit out here to avoid a boulder that is coming down that would kill me. You can probably hear it when I respawn. There it is. And right here, I'm going to jump into this trap on purpose to take damage for an RTSR setup. So we're going to immediately see Red Tear Stone Ring coming into play on the next boss. And before that, I'm going to maybe doing something called move swap, if you guys want to help me explain that while I run through Sins.
Yeah, move swap is a glitch very crucial to every category in this game. And it takes advantage of the bow being the only weapon that you can two-hand with your left hand. So when you do a menuing tricks and magic that you're gonna see Ringo do, since the bow doesn't have an animation for certain attacks, such as the running attack, it takes the information from your right hand weapon, which is an S-stock, that has a very, very nice running attack animation that hits twice. And that transfers it to the weapon you're now two-handing on your left hand.
Yeah, so you get like this massive damage bonus. So you have Red Tear Stone Ring, which is going to buff your damage by quite a bit already. And you combine that with a moveset that lets you hit twice. So you just do massive damage. It's quite powerful. And it also allows you to stun lock some bosses. You can't do that here on Iron Golem, but the ring will let us take care of this guy pretty easily.
Yeah. Yep. If you're unfamiliar with this game, or with how Iron Golem works, this is a boss where you can actually just knock him off the bridge that he's on, and which just instantly kills him. So that's why he dies here, if you're wondering. So there he falls, and he'll die in a couple seconds. So.
Yep. So you can roll into the fire and toggle to just get through it really quickly. I got a bad bomb cycle, so I had to do that. Normally you can get through that without even having to get touched, but got a little unlucky, so that's okay there.
I think that fight's one of the first examples on how this run got comfier, because we used to do this fight with +2 war pick, but right now with QS
+3.
quantities. Oh, it was +3. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and we had to do frame dupes on the elevator before Black Knight, which is like a really difficult trick. Yeah. And if you didn't get it, then you'd have to do extra attacks on the boss.
Lose like 6 seconds or something like that.
It was awful. But this route has come a long way.
Yeah. So now we're doing it with a +5 war pick, and we don't even need a counter hit anymore. We just do it.
Yeah, it's super consistent fight.
Pretty nice.
I like it because it's not too easy of a fight, which some of the RTSR fights can be on Iron Golem, but it's also like once you get good at it, it's really comfy and consistent. But it's also not brainless at the same time. So that was a confirmation box dupe there. We can explain that later, but that just allows me to use that soul without having to actually pop it. And so normally in PB attempts, I would not be healing here because you could use the fall damage from this zone to get into Red Tear Stone Ring range for the next boss. And it's quite fast to do that, but for a marathon run, it's not really safe to do that. So we're just going to heal up. And we're gonna take the bonfire before the boss anyways. Normally you don't want to take any extra bonfires because it is quite slow. But for safety, we will take a few.
Yeah. It's very punishing if you die in this game.
Yeah, so. It absolutely is. Even when you take the extra bonfires, it can still be quite punishing.
Yeah.
Like you just lose minutes if you die. So we're definitely going to be doing some marathon safety strats. That was Rafters, and that can be pretty annoying. That's one of the big reasons you want to heal, is because that section of this segment is very annoying. But it's nice that you have this thrusting weapon that you can just knock the guys out of the way if they try to aggro to you quickly. But this whole segment is actually really annoying when you're at low HP. And this guy's doing a little dance.
Oh, I love the dancing gargoyle.
Gargoyle, please.
Sour, please, gargoyle. Like, this whole zone is just trying to kill you, like throwing projectiles at you constantly. It's really scary to run through with very little HP. So
yeah, this next part you need like audio cues.
Yeah, so if you guys could,
with like low HP, so it's really annoying if you mess up.
Okay, they're nice.
Oh, how cooperative.
Okay, all right. So still need an audio cue for these guys shooting arrows at me right here. So if you play this casually, you know these guys are a huge headache, but you can just bait him right off and he just falls to his death. So we're going to meet you on the fog wall and set up for moose swap, and I'm going to take this bonfire, like I said. And just in case I die, I don't want to have to pick up my souls again, so I'm going to just put my souls into endurance. I'm going to have to level up endurance anyways. Okay. And then, so we have to set up Red Chairstone Ring, though, so we're going to use the Silver Knight over here. He gives us a pretty decent HP setup. That's a little high.
Pretty good.
It's a little high, but I think it could work.
That seems fine.
You could always do the double drop.
Yeah, that's a little... Well, I mean, we took the bonfire, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, and you didn't take damage from the stair jumps, so...
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go for it and hope it works. Got it. All right. Easy game.
That's nice.
All right, so here's another moose swap. And hopefully this goes well. High. And you can see the damage that you get for this route. All right, this is a good opening. Not even close.
There we go.
All right, he's going to shovel at me. Please don't jump. Okay, well, you can jump, but not that way. All right, I'm going to miss the elevator. But
it's an annoying jump.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, easy fight.
Yep,
when they
that was nice.
Yeah, for a while that fight was actually 2 like running attacks on Ornstein.
Yeah,
but now with the +5 BKH, you can just one running attack
plus, and then
plus
R1.
the light attack.
Yeah.
So good.
And Smo is horrible. Smo has always been notorious for this route because you can't stagger him at a single running attack like you can in other routes because of the BKH's poise damage. But the fact that it just, with +5, you kill him so quickly, it makes up for it quite a bit. He can still be annoying, like if he does his lightning butt stomp, but it's usually not too bad. And I guess you guys can start talking about Blighttown Skip now. We're going straight to
Blighttown Skip. That's one that's really gonna look like magic. So Rio's gonna warp to Firelink, and as the name suggests, we're gonna skip Blighttown entirely, and we're gonna land right on the front of Quelleg's Foggate and Quelleg's domain. So what we're gonna do is take advantage of something called a transition clip. And a transition clip's basically there's I think an unstable ground or position in between 2 areas, and if you quit out in that position, you're going to be set to your previous stable position, and that's going to allow you to transition through the wall. So that wall you saw him is gonna be what's
this is all precise positioning to get.
This is also like an upwarp, isn't it? Do you also upwarp?
Well, no, you're not upwarping. It's because you're on unstable ground, so you go to your last stable position, which is upstairs.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So that was a transition clip, and he did a slope quit out, which is when you quit out on a slope, you can save your position before dying and leaving the game. And now he's doing a seam walk, and this is a 1 pixel wide.
This is a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, it's the 1 pixel wide
with the fall.
Yeah, fell down
it's
one
a lot
side.
of practice.
Yeah, only falling once is okay, and then I have to do another quit out up here, but it's intentional to in order to reset the timer for your equip load updating, because that's how. Because normally we do these with air rolls, and this is kind of a different type of air roll that abuses how the game updates your weight load. And I think we got it. Nice. There we go. That's a pretty difficult.
Oh, nice.
Way to get in there.
But yeah, the menu has to be pretty precise and the timing as well. So that's Blighttown skip.
Yep.
Which is it's probably my favorite skip right now.
It's hard to explain it like with how quickly it goes by.
Yeah. And that's
Squeal. I'm gonna try to stun lock her with BKH R1s, and she's dead. And then we're going straight into elevator clip, if you guys want to explain that.
Sure. So this elevator up here above Demon Fire Sage, he's going to be doing a bunch of quit outs near it. And as he does the quit outs, if you watch the elevator, you can see it like load in a bit late. And the quit outs basically move. Well, first of all, it makes it load in late, but it also moves him backwards every time you quit out, because that, for some reason, it just does that in this game. So as he moves backwards, he'll eventually clip through the elevator because it won't be loaded when he's near it.
Yeah. And
basically, because it's very lucky because the boss under him is plunge attackable. And if it wasn't, the skip wouldn't work. But because it is, you can actually survive this giant fall.
Yeah. It's like very lucky. It's honestly a miracle that this skip and the previous skip even work, because there's so many, like, especially Blighttown skip, there's so many things that go into making them work. And I arrested that bonfire because you can die on this skip, and I don't want to have to redo Blighttown skip, so we just took that safety bonfire right there. So if we die here, we'll be able to do it again really quickly. But we didn't.
It's a very flashy look skip.
Yeah, this is like the flashiest skip in the game. It's really cool. It's going to take a few extra attacks than it normally would, because I don't have Red Tier Stone Ring, but that's a small price to pay to not lose 5 minutes dying. Alright. So here comes Centipede. First we're going to do a cool plunge. Hopefully I don't die to it. Nice.
Yeah, the plunge is a different kind of arrow, I suppose.
Yeah. It's a fall damage cancel.
Yeah, the game thinks that you landed when you plunge in certain slopes or areas in general. It lets you roll out of it.
Yeah, oh, that's not good. I took damage on the lava, but we can back this up. Oh my god. I died. He fell on top of me.
Yeah.
With that setup,
one humanity.
So normally he falls on you, and you take a small bit of chip damage.
Yeah,
but
basically
with that, I had to do that backup setup because I took damage on the first roll, and that killed me. It's okay though. We can just take the elevator down.
They say at the very beginning of the run, he used a humanity, and you probably didn't notice. Well, you didn't notice, but he tried duping it, I assume. Maybe not, but if you dupe the humanity at the beginning, you'll have 2 humanity here, which actually gives you enough resistance to survive that little tiny bit of chip damage. But
yeah, which is a good.
He only had 1.
Nax, you get that all the time because Nax is really good at frame duping.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently, I wish I was good at other things too. But.
It's okay. All right. I'm not going to do the plunge again because it's a little risky, and I already showed it off. So I'm just going to go down the branch like you normally would. The plunge doesn't save that much time. It saves like 1.5 seconds. All right, so let's do this without taking damage on the first roll. Luckily, that doesn't lose a whole lot of time because I took that bonfire. I tried to roll, but I didn't have any stamina. So... I took damage again. Oh my god.
Oh no. At least, yeah. Now.
You have 0 humanity.
Yeah, 0. At least you still survive the backup setup with 0.
Oh.
Okay. This is fine. Alright. That was pretty sketchy, but it's fine.
Thank you, +5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
base +5. This boss used to be a lot more annoying,
Yeah.
but with +5, it's just 4 attacks, and he's usually pretty easy, unless you mess up like I did. All right, so this is a long running section to the next boss, Bed of Chaos, and I have a save file set up for this boss as well, because if like you get some meme where the boss does a fire attack after you get to the final phase of the fight, it's pretty easy to die to it. And you don't really want to do a refight on this boss. So I have a save file set up just in case. And yeah, just enjoy the brightness in here. All the bloom effects.
This place
Don't
looks
worry.
scary because of these giant dragon enemies, but it's really like not scary at all.
It's just
Even though
kind of
you're running next to
boring.
them.
Yeah, this segment is just boring and not pretty to look at. It's not like that bad. And you're through the lava pretty quickly, I'd say. And the boss is pretty easy as well if you use the speedrun strats called Toki bombs, which you will see very, very soon. If anybody plays this game a lot casually, I recommend learning Toki bombs because
Heavily recommended.
it'll make your gameplay of Dark Souls much more comfy. Because fighting this boss the quote intended way is not the best. Like this, if you fight this boss the intended way, it's like one of the worst bosses in the series. If you use Toki bombs, it's just like a breeze.
Push over.
Yeah.
Well, it's also a little bit of praying that you don't get firestormed. But
Yeah, that's true. But like talking about in a casual setting, at least like the third phase of it's like pretty easy to get through if you do die to Firestorm. But yeah, we're gonna load a save file if that happens, anyways. So yeah, the boss has like two nodes. It's like there's like a section in the middle of the boss where you're trying to get to where you can actually damage the boss. Oh, I need to set up prop swap. But in order to before you can get there, you have to take out those 2 nodes on the side. So we're gonna, instead of going around to them and punching them or doing whatever to destroy them, we're gonna have 2 well-placed bombs. There's one. I probably shouldn't have thrown that before the cutscene, but like my muscle memory just took over. You don't want to miss those. I just practiced doing it quickly, so I just couldn't help doing it.
no
Nothing went
firestorm?
wrong.
Nice. Good
We're
segment.
good. That's Toki bombs. Easy boss. All right, so the upcoming is Sif. In order to get to the next Lord Soul, we have to actually kill Sif to get the ring, which allows us to fight 4 kings. First, I level up to 28 endurance, so I can fast roll with the BKH and the Grass Crest Shield at the same time. And we're going to want 28 endurance anyways. And we're going to do another prompt swap here with Andre to buy the Crest of Artorias. Normally it costs 20. I guess I'll buy a Titanite shard as well. Normally it costs 20,000 to purchase it, and we only had 15,000, so we just do a little prompt swap to purchase it. Okay, I'm just gonna not get hit by the Titanite demon. This is an RTSR setup.
No.
He can be pretty annoying sometimes.
Yeah. Any RTSR setup that relies on an enemy, you're sometimes in for a bad time.
Yeah, that's okay though.
Unfortunately for Sif, like there's only enemies really. There's no like fall damage setup. For Sif
the best is when you can just use fall damage, and
Yeah.
you can use fall damage for a lot of setups, but not all of them. And
Yeah,
like,
'cause the
max
way-
Sif is one of them.
Yeah, fall damage works really nice because it's percentage based. So like if you
No
have
matter what HP you have, it always
Yeah.
works.
it always works no matter what.
Yeah. So from route to route, you can use the same setups, even though you might have different level for your vitality. But that isn't the case for enemies.
No. Enemies have different attacks. They have they can
random
just not attack.
Yeah. We're gonna do a quit out this door to de-aggro these enemies and also skip the animation because it's a pretty long animation. And we're not in RTSR range yet, but we will be. We're going to take a little bit of fall damage right before Sif. So we're going to run past all these dudes. They're usually fine.
Hopefully not get hit by the sorcerer.
Yep. And the bandit behaved. And so we're going to do a little trick called Ruin Skip. One of the more annoying skips in this run, but we got it.
Definitely.
It really is.
Yeah. And we're going to get the stone armor. We're going to use the stone armor to set up RTSR on the next boss. And we're also going to use it on Nito later on in the run so that the mobs in the fight, the skeletons, will not stagger us as easily.
Yeah, we use it for poise.
It's really quick to pick up the armor as well. It's like you only save like 5 seconds skipping the armor, and you'd probably lose more than 5 seconds just getting stun locked on Nito.
Speaking of losing time, Sif can be a really good source of that.
Yeah, I'm going to show off a cool new strat that we used to not do. So when you quit out on Sif, it really messes with the boss's AI. It does that for a lot of bosses if you quit out near them. But when you quit out here, it saves a lot of time, in-game time, for the skipping that animation. But you need to pick up this Hornet Ring behind the grave anyway, so we're going to trigger the fight and pick up the Hornet Ring, and while the boss bugs out, we're going to pick up the ring. And then by the time we get it, the boss is already here.
I have
killed us. Okay, great.
Oh.
I didn't think that
was
was going to help me.
to see this. Strat.
It wasn't really what I meant by being a source of time loss, but
yeah,
I guess that works.
That's okay. That's like the worst attack that he can do. It did the jump into the swing, and I didn't think it was going to hit me, so that's okay there. All right, so we just got to do that again. It's actually really annoying fighting him the second time because he's like aggroed on you as soon as you walk into the arena. And I didn't. Okay, I guess this is just like my PB. We're just not gonna have enough damage for Sif.
Just hope that he behaves as well as he did in your PB.
Well, yeah, I know. So you're supposed to take a counter hit on that attack by sprinting into it, but I guess I stopped sprinting like right before, so I didn't take enough damage. But that's okay. I'll just heal up. Might be a good thing to heal up anyways, just because it's going to be a weird fight, having to refight Sif. Yeah, that was pretty unlucky RNG, and like that's a pretty new strat, so I haven't really dealt with that particular RNG a whole lot. I figured that Sif would do that attack that it did, but I didn't think it would hit me. It's a little unfortunate, but it's okay.
Someone asked in the chat, is this old patch? No, this is current patch of Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, not remaster. I don't know if that was mentioned. This is not remaster.
Oh yeah, I don't think we did.
Yeah, this is not remaster. There's a lot of the stuff that we do in here you can't do on the remaster. Like the speedruns are wildly different.
Yeah. A lot of the tricks we do in this game require action queuing, such as a move swap and a bunch of other stuff.
Action queuing through the menu, specifically.
Yeah, through the menu. That's important to mention, because what they did in Remaster was clear the queue as soon as you open the menu. So none of that works.
Yep.
And other things that don't work because of different reasons.
While they might be very similar playing casually, speedrunning, they are extremely different. All right, so we're just going to heal up here, and hopefully we have a better fight here. Yeah, this boss is really random and jumps around a lot. Although it's giving me good RNG right now. Reasonable RNG, though. Right, that wasn't too bad for no RTSR. Right, now we're moving on to Four Kings.
Couldn't have gone better, really.
So this is a pretty cool RTSR setup.
So much faster than the old RTSR setup.
I didn't take chip damage,
so
hopefully I don't die. I've been messing up that jump a lot lately, but it can still work.
It's annoying for sure.
It's pretty precise though, without the chip damage. Ooh, perfect. All right, yeah. So normally you run up that slope just to take a little bit of chip damage to make that not quite as bad. of a not quite as precise of a setup, but I still managed to get it without the chip damage. So that's cool.
It's a good example of setting up RTSR with gravity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you specifically put on that stone helmet to give you a certain speed of backstep to where you hit the elevator at just the right timing. Because if you would do it too fast, you just wouldn't take as much damage. If you did it too slow, you would die.
Yeah, you also take more damage with the armor on, which I don't know if it makes a difference there, but
it might.
It does on some
barely.
setups. Yeah.
So this is still Seal Skip. That was a particular version of it. It's really fast called Ivan Seal Skip. Ivan came up with that, where you do the running attack, and you fall really fast and you do a slope quit out below, and you just quit out and you're down here with the water still up. It allows you to skip opening the seal, hence Seal Skip. And you just drop into the boss fight from out of bounds. And it's pretty nice to drop into the boss fight from out of bounds, because usually when you fall into it from inbounds, the boss usually does like one of the really annoying magic attacks. But
yeah, you're farther away.
When you fall in from out of bounds, you can get close to the boss quickly, and then it won't do the magic attacks. At least not usually. This boss used to be really hard to can you guys just explain it while I'm fighting? I don't want to.
Yeah, it required very specific stamina management, really, really tight. When we didn't have +5.
It's okay. Yeah, like, so you're trying to get 2 kings, basically. So you have to deal enough damage to the boss while it's dying. You have to do overkill damage.
Yeah, their hitbox stays lingering there for a little bit after they die. So you can still damage it and deal damage to the shared health bar. And yeah, before in the old route, you would have a very precise setup. So
I'm surprised that thing tracked me super hard. I'm surprised that got me.
Well, at least now you can.
Now I can do it properly and not mess up.
Easy.
Yeah, did that on purpose.
Yeah. Also, the place where you fall out of bounds is very close to where the second king spawns, so that's why we drop an item there.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can't figure out where you are usually because it's all dark.
Oh wow, this guy's not being very nice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not.
Oh
wow. We're like a couple seconds behind, so that's
another magic attack.
Oh my god, I didn't mean to. Oh, this is gonna be 3 kings with +5. Okay. This is a train wreck of a fight, but that's okay. So I didn't do enough damage on that first king. So I'm gonna have to kill an extra king, and it takes, you can see right here, it takes forever for the next king to spawn.
Yeah.
It's like a 25-second time loss or something.
Oh, it's like 40 seconds. It's
Is it 40?
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Usually it's pretty easy to get 2 kings, but like I messed up. I got pretty bad RNG there. I still could have been able to do it, but it definitely made it a lot harder what he did. All right, here we go.
God, it's so far away.
Yeah, it's hard to tell where he's going to spawn when you don't drop an extra item. Okay, we're through it. So yeah, that just shows you like the time loss when you mess up on that boss. That used to be way more common with the old route. With +5, that shouldn't happen, but I did get pretty exceptionally bad RNG there.
So we play Slore Vessel Cath now because we skipped Gargoyles, so Frampt is still asleep.
And yeah, the reason that you, I don't know if you mentioned the placing the item there when you drop in.
I think
I did.
Fight?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what's my time looking like right now? You guys see?
38:45.
I'm trying to think if I want to go.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I know what you're thinking.
Not exactly.
How long is it going to take? You said 38?
Yeah, you're 39.
39 right now.
39.
They say there's a skip you can do here. that is cool. But if he dies to it, it'll like it's pretty easy to die to it. So if he dies to it, it's a pretty big time loss. But it's nice to show off if he decides to do
I haven't lost that much time. I'll go for it. We'll do it.
I think you would be fine.
Yeah, even if I die, because it's a massive time loss if you die. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and I feel pretty confident about it. But there, you can just like die to it, like, even if you're good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first off, we're gonna just run through here and do a pretty well-known skip called Duke Skip, which is just some crafty platforming to skip having to go through the prison section where you die to Seath and you run through all the you break out of prison and run all the way back. It saves a lot of time, and it's one of the oldest skips in the game. Like, it probably saves like 4 minutes in game time.
Yeah, something like that.
So hopefully we'll get it first try. This isn't the skip we were talking about, though.
No, this isn't the hard one.
All right, nice. Cool. So we got to do we have to do something called a ladder skip up here to skip the ladder, which is faster, but it's mostly for a RTSR setup to where we can do this skip up ahead, which is called slope quit out. We're gonna jump off of a slope of a crystal and land on another slope of a crystal, and it's pretty precise. And the fact that you're sliding while you're doing it makes it really difficult to aim the jump. And so hopefully I'll get it first try. If not, I'm gonna lose a lot of time. We're gonna go.
Yeah, you have to aim the jump correctly, and you have to quit out.
Yeah.
The right timing, which I personally found the hardest part.
Yeah, it's definitely more than just landing in the right spot.
Because even that varies sometimes, and then you have to time your quit out correctly.
Yeah, you have to time it on the fly. You don't always land in the same spot.
I should have quit out.
Yeah.
I landed too much in the middle. All right, well, we went for it. You can see what I was going for, at least there.
Yeah. So the optimal scenario, he'll just quit out there and spawn down there without taking any damage.
I landed in the middle of the crystal.
Yeah, slightly too far to the left. Very slightly.
Well, I jumped a little early, too. It's okay there. I had to go for it. I should still probably finish under estimate because it's a pretty forgiving estimate.
It's just Nito after this, right?
Yeah, Nito and Gwyn.
Yeah.
Yep. As you can see, it's a pretty long run back. And there's really no good bonfires. There's one bonfire on the way, but it takes so much time to even get it. Like, there's one up here, but you have to like kill these boars.
Both of these boars.
Like, there's not really good options for safety bonfires for it. Whoa, calm down there. These boars can be pretty annoying.
It's especially fun when they can get on the elevator with you.
I've never had that.
I've never had it personally.
I've had them hit me on the elevator.
Yeah,
they can get on.
I've never had them get on the elevator.
Wait, I think I've had that.
Really?
Yeah, I've had that. It's the most terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember now. I've had it.
I can't. Hopefully, my souls are still there. That would be pretty bad.
Oh yeah, sometimes the souls just don't reappear. Like when you die in certain ways in this game.
I think they're. Well, if I die, they won't be there. So I'm just gonna take the safe way here. Going in that middle section right there is kind of scary. So I'm just gonna play it safe so I don't lose my souls. Because it is a lot of souls there. It's like 200,000.
Yeah. 195k or something.
Just in case I'm gonna start duping. These are more confirmation box dupes.
Yeah, these ones are very simple to do. He's basically just using the Estus flask instead of the soul when he does that. He just queues up the soul and then uses the Estus from his inventory. It's very simple.
Look, it's a very well-known glitch as well.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Been around for a long time. So we're just going to take the ladder here because we don't need the fall damage. Hopefully we don't die to this hollow right here. It should be fine though. Oh, there's not a fog wall anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm like so not used to going through there without a fog wall. There's like a bunch of ways to set up RTSR for this section. I'm going to be doing like the easiest, safest method. Especially because the other method like really depends on your HP setup. Because it deals quite a bit of damage. I'm not used to the HP setup for it, so we're just going to take the easy one here. Should be fine.
This one you definitely can't die to either.
Yeah.
The other one you can possibly die.
Unless your HP is too low, you won't die to that one. But just like naturally taking damage on the way there sets you up just fine. I took the damage from the drop to the crystal lizards.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah. Yeah, no slip quit out number 2. It's just too much of a time loss if I do it again and die to it again. You kind of got the idea from what I went for. You could see what I was trying to do.
This pathing that he's doing here is actually very deliberate. It actually, like, if the clams get in the fight with you, which can happen
these
very
clams
easily, it's bad.
On your first fight with Seath, there's not a fog wall up, so the clams can get in pretty easily. Like, a fog wall goes up, but only after you trigger him, so it's really easy for the clams to get in before that fog wall goes up. We have to do deliberate pathing to avoid that. And I didn't get any right there, so that's good.
Yeah. And the clams, like, hide in the boss, and you can't see
Yeah.
them, which is great.
Yeah.
And they can hit you through him.
Yeah.
Also, you don't even see what hit you.
26 Vits.
That is a lot of souls, sir.
Yep. I was duping on the elevator. I didn't need it. So this is the last, the penultimate segment. We have to kill the last lord in order to access the final area. This is kind of a long section, though, so yeah, hopefully it goes well. It's not too hard, but you can get some memes, especially in the catacombs.
Yeah. The plunge.
Yeah,
Are you doing the plunge?
Yeah, of course I'm doing the plunge.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. A lot of people would probably expect the area after Pinwheel, the upcoming boss, to be more annoying, Tomb of the Giants, but it's actually in the speedrun. There's like pretty nifty pathing that we do to just blow through the area. And it's really easy. Catacombs, though, you can get some memes for sure. So we're gonna quit out on this lever up here that releases the doorway, just because there's a bunch of skeletons running after us. It skips the animation, of course, but it's mostly just to get these skeletons back to their original state. And so we have another plunge skip coming up here, which can be easy, but the enemies can mess with you while you're doing it, so hopefully it's fine. And that's what I'm talking about. Okay, we're good. And these bone wheels are very scary. If you played the game, you would know. But they're actually... Whoa, okay. One almost got me near the fog wall. All right, we're good. So here's a boss known for being pretty easy.
Is this the boss? I don't know.
And that's Pinwheel. Say bye to Pinwheel.
And then say hello to Pinwheel in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, if you know where you're going, this section is not scary at all.
No.
Even though it's pitch dark.
There's a skip you can do up here that saves about 3 seconds, but I don't want to die to it because I would lose a ton of time. So we're just gonna do it. You can skip this fog wall right here with the jump, but we're just gonna take it for safety.
It's a section of the run right at the end where if you're going for a really good PB, you're sweating.
Yeah. Because this upcoming boss is really, really easy, and not that bad if you're just trying to like finish your run and you're not going for a super good time. But when you're going for like an optimal run, or even if you've like had a bad run and you're trying to salvage it with some time saves, this is where you're like, all right, well the run's probably gonna die, or I'm gonna get a PB because you'll fight this boss in RTSR range, so very low HP with a bunch of mobs all around you trying to kill you as you're trying to kill him.
Yeah.
It's really sketchy and very random. But we're gonna be doing the safe approach and just doing him without RTSR. Like, my PB doesn't even have RTSR, Nito. But it is a pretty decent time save. There's a plunge you can do in the fight to skip having to heal. There's also a cool thing you can do if he does his scream attack, but he didn't do it. I wanted to show that off.
Ah, yeah.
He does a scream attack, which is like basically a ranged attack for him. Where he'll plunge a sword into the ground and it'll come up where you're standing. And you can, if you two-hand your weapon, like this weapon and other weapons, not all of them, but a lot of them, the hitbox goes right through you and just completely misses. It looks pretty weird.
If you're blocking.
Yeah.
Well, two.
Yeah, because your feet get set further apart.
Yeah.
When you're blocking.
It looks pretty silly, but he didn't do it. Easy boss when you have full HP. All right, and then we're on our way to Gwyn.
Right at the end.
This is where, if you're in our community and you're about to get a PB, everybody in the chat spams Frankerzy.
Frankerzy.
So anybody that wants to post some Frankerzys,
already ahead of you.
More than welcome. There you go.
So once again, this is an enemy RTSR setup here, which can be annoying, as usual with enemies. That was pretty nice there.
Yeah, that's like these first 3 nights. Well, the first one doesn't matter because you just set up RTSR with him, but the next 2 actually can kill you. So want to make sure they don't. It's usually fine though. But yeah, these first 2 can be a little scary. These next 2 though, if you path correctly, they just can't kill you. They just can't possibly do it unless you toggle.
I was just thinking that.
I don't think I mentioned that.
Bad memories.
Yeah, like toggling can break enemies' AI. You just
I don't
go.
think it happened in the run, but
no, it didn't. You go left of the first dude and right of this guy, and they just can't hit you. All right, and then a couple parries, and then the boss is dead.
Yep. Rolled there to avoid the attack through the fog wall.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a neat quit out strat here, which I don't know if he's doing, but he is.
Yeah. So if you quit out as the boss dies, the arena is still considered unstable ground, but the boss dies, so you get teleported out to the outside of the arena, immediately trigger the credits, and that's time.
Good job.
All right. What was the
very
time?
nice. It was 53:59.
Okay, cool. Underestimate. Even with the death slope quit out.
Yeah, there was a couple of surprises during that run, but I enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Rico.
Yeah, no problem. All right, let's see what the in-game time is. Though. It was probably pretty bad. That's okay.
57,
Ah.
29.
That's
know,
pretty.
I'm
That's
Oh, sorry, what-
no,
oh, sorry.
57.
Sorry, I don't know what I'm thinking.
Go a couple
I
of
was
minutes
hoping-
over.
I was hoping for sub 50.
Aw.
I was
Just
thinking
for
the
reference,
other one was in game time. Just
For reference, the the record is 38-46. Can't even.
Oh,
remember.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, just to show you how bad that run was.
Regal, how long have you been running Dark Souls specifically?
I've been running this game for about 2.5 years now.
Oh,
I
wow,
started with
okay.
this category. It's my favorite. I've been working on it for a long time.
Oh, well, thank you very much for showcasing your favorite category. I love
Yeah,
that.
no problem.
Do you have any final words or shout outs that you'd like to give before we move to the next run?
Just shout outs to Speed Souls. Anybody that wants to learn how to run this game or any of the other Souls games, join the Speed Souls Discord. There's a lot of people there. They're nice and knowledgeable and willing to help. And thank you to Nax and Mario for the help. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
no problem.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Regal. If those of you watching enjoyed their run, please make sure you follow Regal Slayer here on Twitch, as well as Marionette and Nax HPL. Appreciate all of you being here. We're going to take a quick ad break as we prepare for our next run. Reminder that if you have Amazon Prime and would like to support this show and other Hotfix shows, along with receiving ad-free viewing, please consider using your Prime Gaming sub here on the Games Done Quick channel. Big thank you to all of our current subscribers. You can learn about all of our shows and submit your runs or ideas at gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. And we are currently looking for a show starting Wednesdays this November. So if you're curious about that, interested, please email hotfix@gamesdonequick.com with your ideas. We will be back in a moment with the Elder Scrolls 5. All right, everybody, thank you so much for your patience. Welcome back to Time Capsule here on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel. I'm your host, Smooth Operative, and joining me now is Kronos Returns, here to run the most epic of games, the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Hi, Kronos, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So, whenever I guess we're ready, I can start.
Yeah, today we're going to do all main quests. So I'm excited about that. And whenever you want to give us the countdown, we'll start the timer.
Okay. So, once I load this, we'll start. So, 3, 2, 1, and start. Okay.
All
But
right.
yeah, so this category is all main quests. So this is slightly different to the any percent run, where normally you beat the game as fast as possible. So for this run, we're beating the main quest line without skipping any of the the main quest line quests, because generally you would in the any percent run skip like half of it by just grabbing an item from a chest. So
I asked Kronos for this specific run because I wanted you all to experience, the full Skyrim, all quests.
Yep. And another thing that is for this category is we're doing no horse tilts in this run. So the very fast, speedy horse glitch that you can do, we're not doing that in this run, because this category is primarily geared towards newer runners. If you're interested in running Skyrim and don't want to deal with the super difficult glitch, because horse tilting is known as one of the most difficult glitches in just the game, this is a really nice run to get into. So right here, I'm trying to do a load warp. It's pretty difficult. You have to line up pretty precisely for it. So,
Kronos, was this your first category for Skyrim?
no.
Okay.
It's not. Primarily because this category is pretty new. I think it was made within the last year.
Oh, wow. So very recently.
Yeah, this load warp is frame perfect, kind of. It's pretty difficult. So I'm just trying to enter the load zone here and open the menu at the same time. There we go. It took a couple tries, but yeah,
You
we're
got
still
it.
good.
We're good.
Yep. So that skips the entire tutorial section of the run. So you'll notice the game's pausing a lot as well. That's because I am doing something called quick saving and quick loading, and it's super useful of a mechanic. So it allows you to do like a ton of major glitches in the game, such as infinite sprint. So right now I have sprint speed while jumping and stuff because I have it active and it's not using any sprint. And that's just done by quick saving and quick loading while releasing sprint once you quick load. It's a very easy glitch and it makes it so that the game is very speedy for like from the very start, which is really nice.
Does it ever feel like awkward to actually put those inputs in?
Actually not. It's really simple. So what happens is, if I were to, for instance, sprint here, and then I would quick save and quick load and release sprint, that's all you need to do to get the glitch to work.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually really easy to try at home. It's like
nice.
one of the simplest glitches. If you want to try your first Skyrim glitch, just do that. It's pretty cool. So here I'm trying to make my way up to Bleak Falls Barrow back entrance. So we're doing some parkour off these rocks. And probably the most difficult trick in the run is this bucket clip that we're going to do right here. So I'm going to grab this chest and I'm going to stand against this wall here. Bucket out. And notice I have 4 buckets, and I got all of those buckets from the very start of the run. And now I'm just going to try to ram myself into the wall here with this bucket and try to get through it. And this clip is probably the most difficult because it's kind of jank of a clip.
Is this a bucket specific, or could you do this with another item?
For most clips, you can do it with many different items.
Okay.
So some of them, like most of the time, buckets are the most useful because they're probably the easiest.
Okay, maybe the shape is taken into account.
Yep. So if this isn't working here, we're going to do something here. So we're quitting out to main menu and reloading the game here. For some reason, it makes it so that it's easier to clip out of bounds when you do that. It's not going well here. This clip is probably the most inconsistent out of all of them. There's no super good lineup.
Chat, we
That one
need
almost
you
worked.
to
You
give
can see it
Kronos the
almost
energy.
working.
It's getting close.
Okay. It's getting really close. You can see me phasing through, like, the first part. And I'm just trying it at slightly different spots each time. Okay.
So there's no real, like, very precise lineup for this. It's kind of like random.
Yeah, as of right now, this is about as good of a lineup you can get. Oh, that almost worked. Like you can see it just barely.
Yeah, it's like
clipping.
wants to.
So one of the things that can happen with this clip in particular that makes it hard is I'm clipping out into the right side, which happens quite a lot with this clip, which is also why it's pretty difficult. So yeah. Okay. Okay, there we go. Only took me like 2 minutes longer than it should have, but
Hey, that's
yeah,
okay.
we're fine.
We
So
got
now we're
it.
doing an item jump here. So we're jumping off of our clothes that we're dropping underneath us just to
Oh
get
my
to the other
goodness.
side in bounds. And that's probably the hardest part of this run. So now we're at the end of Bleak Falls Barrows, which normally is a pretty long dungeon. And we're going to kill this guy. And we're going to grab the Dragonstone, which is the main quest item here. We'll just grab that chest as well for reasons. I really don't know. But it's nice to have extra stuff in general, if you can have it. And here, we're doing another bucket clip. And this time we're going, instead of exiting out of Bleak Falls Barrows to continue the main quest line, we're grabbing a pretty important item here. So trying to clip through this wall. This wall is easier to clip through, generally. Just need to line it up properly.
It's like a little magic bucket.
Yep. Here we go.
Nice.
And we're going to fall out of bounds completely here. And we're going to make our way this way. And we're going to go back into the dungeon here. And the one item we're going to be getting is a Scroll of Fireball. But we're not going to pick it up. We're going to do something called a scroll dupe. And what that does is it makes us have the Scroll of Fireball spell, or whatever scroll that we want. And we're going to have infinite uses of it, which is kind of broken. Because scrolls are like super powerful. So we're going to just do that. We just dupe the scrolls right there. It's pretty standard of a glitch. You just click and drag from your inventory into the other inventory, press E, and then double click the scroll. And that just gets you the scrolls into your hands. And we do another bucket clip, and we're out of Bleak Falls Barrows, and we're going to make our way to Dragon's Reach.
Nice.
Which is the main quest line of the run.
So you don't have to be a mage to do mage things. I like that.
Okay, so we're making our way down here. I'm going to head over to the Giants camp to grab a location discovery point here, because we're going to come back to it.
This is for like fast travel purposes?
Yep.
Okay.
We did that earlier as well, passing by like one of the stones.
And so it just activates it as as you walk by it, or do you have to like click on anything?
Yeah, when you walk by it, you get a quest discovery thingy, or not quest, like a location discovery.
Oh, right, right.
So now here, I'm going to attack this guard. Get a free teleport to the palace, because yeah, that's how it works, guys.
He doesn't want to mess with you. He just gives you the free tickets.
So now head to Balgriff. And we're just going to skip through this dialogue here. Just quick saves and quick loads. And then we're just going to get him to do our next quest here. So now we're going to do another quick glitch here called a vendor glitch. So we're going to just actually, can I buy something here? I don't have I don't have anything I can sell. This is kind of okay. Here we go. That's all I needed. So now we're selling his own inventory to him. We're going to hit him once, and then we reload the save, and that resets his inventory. And we'll do the same thing again. And now we have 1,000 gold.
Gosh, that's like the ultimate side hustle.
Now we give him the Dragonstone. Oh, I skipped the dialogue a bit too early there. That's fine. And now we're going to... Oh, did I? Okay. I thought I forgot the Dragonstone for a second because he didn't say the right line. But yeah, that's all we do there. And now we're going to go kill a dragon.
Ooh.
So normally you don't do like all of this stuff in the main quests for any percent, since you just take an item. So it's really fun to do all of these random shenanigans
Oh, yeah.
that come along with it. Plus you get to kill more stuff. Not one dragon, but like 3. Where like you actually have more dragon fights. It's a lot of fun.
I haven't played this game in quite a while, but I remember enjoying it casually. So this is my first time watching the full speedrun.
There's supposed to be a guard here. Kind of confused what's going on. There we go.
He was taking a nap.
So now we're going to run to the top of this tower. And we're going to pre-kill this dragon, basically, that comes from this side. You can see him. And we're just going to shoot a bunch of fireballs at him.
Oh, there
now,
he
as
is.
he's falling, we're going to drop down here. Gonna kill him. And that's the dragon fight. That's why the fireball scroll is kind of broken.
The dragon never had a chance.
Now we're going to make our way over to the stables, and we're going to get a horse. Not because horses are fast, but rather they're really good at climbing mountains.
Oh, goodness. Do you ever have a name for your horse? Like, do you have a mental name that you think of?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
So we go over here. I'm going to wait to make sure we steal the horse without being seen. It's kind of important, otherwise you can't fast travel. We're going to head over to this stone discovery location that we have. So, fun fact for horses, if you sprint and then do a wait while you're on the horse has infinite sprint now, kind of the same way when you quick save and quick load. So now my horse is going to be sprinting forever while I'm holding W.
Nice.
You have to be careful though, because if your horse gets any airtime or like goes in water, it will lose its sprint speed. So if I drop here, you can see I no longer can sprint. I have to redo the glitch in order to sprint again.
So you have to hold it down the whole time?
You just have to hold W down the whole time. And yeah. So now we're going to make our way up this mountain, and we're going to climb to the very top here. And it might not look climbable, but horses are really good at scaling mountains. Even stuff like this.
Wow.
So we're going to sprint here again. Pretty easily scale this mountain.
No challenge for this horse. So I imagine this comes in handy a lot during the run so that you don't have to like kind of climb through all the little pathways on the mountaintops, because there are quite a few mountains in this game from what I recall.
That is true. So normally you're supposed to go like on a very long path, which takes quite forever to get to, because the location that you normally come from is Ivarstead or something, which is like very far from anywhere else, and there's no close fast travel location for that place unless you actually walk there, which makes it pretty rough.
I gotcha.
But in the any percent run, you get up to the top here in the first 2 minutes of the run. So
Oh wow! So we got to see a lot of it.
yeah,
An extra dragon and the Jarl and everybody.
Mhm. And there's still more to go. So yeah, we're going to head up to discover High Hrothgar, and we're going to head to the very top instead of like doing it the normal way as well. We're going to climb on this rock. Don't worry, horses can go through walls like that. It's like in the game.
This
You can-
horse is gonna like need a big basket of apples and carrots after this run. I think.
Yeah, and we're scaling this steep section here. This is pretty difficult. And some horses are better at climbing than others.
Oh
So
wow!
if depending on what save that you have, a horse can be very good or very bad at climbing mountains. And every time you reload your save, you get a better horse or worse horse. Just you have to keep trying
Is it
until you
just
get a good one.
random?
Yeah, it's pretty much random, I'm pretty sure.
Oh okay.
So this one's decent, so we're just sticking with it.
Decent horse.
Yeah, sometimes your horse can literally teleport to the very top if you get a really good horse.
Oh, that is so strange. It must be a bit inconsistent and frustrating at times.
Yeah, sometimes. So now we're at the top, discover Throat of the World, and we're going to say goodbye to our horse here. Last time you'll see it.
Bye, horse.
Okay. Now we're going to do this entire quest line of the Greybeards giving us a shout. So we're going to shout here. And we're going to do this fun auto-scroller kind of learning section.
Gonna teach us how to shout properly. He's a little weak in the knees.
So there's multiple ways to skip dialogue in this game. One of them is quick saving and quick loading, which is the most preferred method. And that'll just skip the line of dialogue. However, certain lines cannot be skipped with quick saving and quick loading. Not sure why that is, like, the fact for certain lines in particular, but that's just how it is. So, if you can't skip it with quick saves and quick loads, you have to shove the guy. Just run into him and he'll skip his line, and that'll work basically all the time. So that's pretty cool too. And sometimes we do waits, and that speeds up people moving around. And sometimes they just take forever to get to a spot if we're just waiting for them to walk into place. So waiting for an hour definitely speeds that up as well. So now here we're just supposed to shout on these ghosts. No real way to speed it up other than skipping dialogues and waiting for them to speak. And there's one major glitch that we get to do after learning this next shout, which is Whirlwind Sprint. And it's very cool. And it makes me kind of sad in a way that horse tilting is a thing, because this glitch is actually really cool. Because even though horse tilting makes you go super, super fast, there's so many other speed movement mechanics that are, like, kind of not used, and this is one of them.
Yeah, more interesting.
So right here, we're just going to wait for him to come here. And we're going to learn Whirlwind Sprint shenanigans. So we have to wait here.
Oh my
Fun
god.
fact, you don't even need to whirlwind sprint for this gate. You can just run through.
They wanted to make it extra easy for everybody.
So now we're going to do this next quest to get the horn. But we're going to do a fun movement glitch right here once we travel to Morthal. So this is also another quest that you normally skip as well. But what you can do here is if you do a whirlwind sprint and you wait while you do it and then just smash the shout button, you kind of carry your whirlwind sprint momentum and it goes infinitely. So if I do this and I mash shout, oh, I missmashed it there. But yeah, if you just keep pressing the shout button, you'll keep going forwards. However, you can't move side to side at all, so you have to make sure your angle is like positioned good for it. So as you can see, I move really far, really fast right there, and that definitely saves quite a bit of time to just walking. And it's a really cool movement mechanic that I wish we could use more.
Do you have to like really kind of study the geography and the terrain to?
Yeah, you have to definitely understand where to go. If you get any height, it also oh shoot, I picked up the plate by accident. Okay, but yeah, so here we're doing another clip. And because we have Whirlwind Sprint's actually really good at helping with clips like this. So we just clip through the back entrance and head into the final part of this dungeon.
That was fantastic.
We're going to grab this sheet of paper because they took the horn without us. And now we're going to do another load warp. Load warping is pretty hard, depending on what your setup is like here. Kind of slightly far, so I had to inch like a tiny bit closer in order to get it properly. Okay. And we're out of that area. And we're heading to Riverwood. So another thing that can happen is couriers. Hi, courier. I wasn't going to say that, but there's guards and everything that can kind of... Like when you do the whirlwind sprint shout, like they want to talk to you to say stop shouting, and that'll like freeze you in place, which is definitely not nice.
Aw. Do you always get stopped by the courier?
Courier is kind of RNG.
Ah, okay.
So it's kind of annoying. There's a lot of small RNG things that can happen, such as guards telling you that like to stop shouting, or thugs coming.
Yeah, I guess there are a couple of different NPCs that want to stop you in your tracks.
Yeah. Yep, so we just talked to Delphine there. We're going to go kill another dragon. And this time, this one is at Windhelm. So we're going to get into the carriage.
Climb and back and we'll be off. Ever been to Windhelm? Oldest city in Skyrim by some accounts. They say the big old palace there was built by...
We're going to do the same whirlwind sprint shout thingy again. Oh. That was mistimed.
Now, does your momentum last for always the same amount, or it kind of depends on like how long you pause for?
Nope, it's infinite. As long as you're mashing the shout button, you'll keep
Oh, okay.
like moving forwards with it. How are you getting there, Mr. Guard? You're all the way up
Oh
there.
my gosh, he was running as fast as you were.
Yep, so now we're making our way to the very top here to do this dragon fight. So there's Alduin. He's going to bring this guy back to life. Don't stand on this pile, by the way, because it'll explode on top of you. It's
no.
And that'll kill you.
Oh no.
Yep, that's what'll happen. It'll kill you.
Oh god.
I thought I was far enough away. But yep. That's basically that fight. Oh, the dragon's gone.
Oh, that was a fast one.
There he is. Oh, rip Stormcloak soldier guy.
He couldn't handle the speed.
Yeah, we have to wait here.
Delphine unfazed.
Really? Interesting. Damn it. We're blundering
Oh,
around in the
I chose the wrong set of dialogue there.
Now that dragons are coming back. The Thalmor are our best lead. Nothing's the Empire.
So now we're going to do the quest that we normally do very early on in the any percent speedrun, which is this Thalmor Embassy thing. So we're going to head back to Whiterun Stables, and we're going to go the standard way with the bucket clip again. So Solitude.
First time to Solitude?
There we go.
Capital of Skyrim, but I'm sure you'll...
Ooh, the
So now
capital.
here, yep. We go to the farm. Sprint thingy. I'm pretty sure if I wait here once, the guard comes. Yep. So that's how we avoid getting stopped for that section right there.
Mm.
Now we go all the way here. Again here. We're going to just do a simple bucket clip on this wall right here.
Simple and elegant bucket clips, everyone. It's just funny hearing the
Here we
sound
go.
effect. It's
Yeah.
like extreme bucket mashing. Oh, nice.
Okay. And we grab this chest, and we're out of here. So now we're going to go to find Esbern. We don't have to tell Delphine that we found like all the documents and stuff. We can just go to the guy directly. It's pretty nice.
What Delphine doesn't know won't hurt her.
Be sure to visit the Blackbriar Meadery. A few mugs of that and you'll forget all.
Smart.
Yeah, guards are really good at teleporting you to places. So here we're going to head down to the bottom. And yeah, because we have sprint speed, like with infinite sprint, and we can jump with infinite sprint, we can do some cool parkour, like right there. We just jump the bridge that we normally would have to lower. And walking around takes like full minute or something.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's
it's pretty
time
nice.
save.
And yeah, Infinite Sprint has a lot of cool parkour uses. In fact, this Skyrim, for a lot of other categories, there's a lot of cool parkour sections that you normally don't see in the any percent run as well.
Do a lot of the parkour kind of stuff involve the big sprint?
As of right now, no, because
Okay.
the big sprint thing makes it so that you can go far in like long distances quickly. It doesn't help that much with just
Oh, well, you said
general movement stuff.
you can't turn left or right when you're using it, huh?
Yeah, you can't turn
All
left
right.
and right, and you can't be in the air, otherwise it'll stop.
Okay, okay.
So we're going to tell him a bunch of stuff. Shove him once, talk to him, and we're going to get out of here with load warp. I think this is the last load warp of the run. Oh. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to meet back up with Delphine, and we're going to go discover Alduin's wall thingy, which is pretty far away. We wait here. They have this long conversation, and we're going to just do a couple quick saves and quick loads outside, and that'll speed up their dialogue quite a lot. They talk like a ton during this section here.
They're like up all night talking.
Yeah. Have to do this again because I kind of messed up slightly. Should be good here.
Now, when you are submitting runs of Skyrim, are loads taken into account, like load times, or are they?
Yeah,
split
they're a major part. So we have a load remover for live split for Skyrim,
okay.
which is
That's
really
good.
nice.
Yeah.
Because I think, for instance, for any percent, my run versus the world record run in terms of loads, because I'm on a laptop, my load times were like way worse than his. And I think his run had like around 7 minutes of loads.
Oh wow.
While
Okay.
mine had 11.
Oh god. So
Which
it
was
really makes
really
a
bad.
difference.
Yeah.
So are you on the laptop right now?
Yeah, I'm on a different laptop though than what I used before, so this one is slightly better. So
Okay.
the load times should be way better than what it would have been for my older one. Here, just going to run over to this cave. Can't really use weights that much here because there's enemies right around this corner. Hi, dragon. I'm just going to ignore him.
It's like, pay attention to me.
Now here's this cave. Normally you have to do like a couple puzzles, but you can just parkour up. And that skips having to do all the puzzles and waiting for the bridges to come down. It's pretty nice. Then we wait an hour here. Sometimes this will happen where both Esbern and Delphine get stuck in the cave, So we have to fast travel away and back.
Okay, to get them out.
Mm-hmm. Now we're going to head off. Because normally that animation takes forever of the door opening there. We're just going to do something else while it's opening. So we're going to head to Winterhold to get the stuff for the Elder Scroll.
Oh, Winterhold, my favorite place.
So right here. I'm gonna make a quick save. Last time I did this, I got soft locked.
Uh-oh.
That was weird.
There's a risk involved.
Okay. Like, the guard talked to me. Oh, there's a big jump. Very scary, but it's very safe. The guard talked to me, and like, it wouldn't give me the dialogue prompt to say anything to him. So I was just stuck there forever.
Oh gosh.
So, yeah. Like, the only way to fix stuff like that is, like, saving and quitting and going back into the game with after Alt F4.
After
Skyrim has
yeah.
Skyrim has quite a lot of bugs. But that's what makes it fun. Because of all the bugs.
bugs.
Like, every single time you play Skyrim, you'll encounter something you've never seen before in terms of a new glitch. It's pretty fun when it happens too, because you never know.
I mean, and there's so many different versions of Skyrim on various platforms. I imagine the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, there's a lot of small differences between the vanilla version of the game and the special edition version of the game.
Okay.
I believe all the runners preferred the vanilla version because it is slightly faster. Also, this is RNG. I just failed a 50-50 like 5 times in a row. Okay.
Oh, you have to pickpocket without being seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got it the 5th try though, so we're good. So now we're going to head back because this cave is now open. Or this door. We're going to enter in and do a wait. So what that does is it speeds up these guys while they're inside here. Normally they take forever to say lines of dialogue. It's going to start saying stuff once he lights this thingy. Come on. Come on. Say the line.
What is it?
Oh.
You ever heard of such a thing? You're probably right.
And yeah, it's pretty difficult to speed up the dialogue sections sometimes, especially optimally. Normally that like entire sequence takes so much longer if you don't know what you're doing. It's definitely really long. Okay, you have a lot of time here. So I'm going to do the fun thing and get married because that's what we do in speedruns.
Sure, why not?
So let's see. Oh, I don't need to fast travel to Riften. Or carriage to Riften. I already have it discovered.
But if we're going to get married, we need to do something romantic. Carriage ride sounds good.
So here, say hi to Maramel.
What do you need?
Going to learn about marriage.
Typically, a person when another person shows interest, here you are. Never done an honest date.
Hi, Brynjolf. I don't want to marry you, I'm sorry. I don't care, stop telling me about your guilt. So we're going to
shot down.
Throw a bunch of money at Mercurio, and he's going to marry us. Because that's how it works.
You wish to be married?
So now we say we're gonna get married, and we'll have to attend our wedding ceremony tomorrow, I guess.
Are we gonna actually go?
I mean, do we really need to?
Are we going through with it?
I'd rather talk to the graybeards right here.
Priorities.
So now we're going to get Arngeir over here. He's going to teach us the last shout.
With all three words
Duh.
together, is much more powerful. Use it wisely. Master Wolf
And then we're going to have all of this speaking nonsense right here where they chant some words at you. Very interesting.
stand back. May
And now we've completed training. Yay. Now we're going to tell him that we need to find a way to kill Alduin.
but heed my warning. No, it is called. We do not regret this long. Only Parthenax. He lives. He speaks.
And we're going to have to go speak to Parthenax. So we're going to wait an hour, and we're going to quick save and quick load a bunch of times here. And that should make it so that the shouts are on the floor earlier. Speeds up, like, quite a significant portion. Because normally it takes forever to get these on the floor and learn the shouts.
Okay. You have to like sit through a bunch of dialogue, I guess.
Yep. A lot of times when we're quick saving or quick loading for like some weird reasons or something, it's primarily to speed like a lot of small dialogue things up.
Does that work with fall damage, just out of curiosity? Like if you quick save and quick load before you hit the ground, or that's not
does
really a thing?
not.
Okay. Just kind of curious.
Yeah. There is an item with let me see. So in the DLC for Skyrim, there's an item called Netch Jelly, and that item is really like interesting. Too bad it's not able to be used in runs because Netch Jelly is super hard to obtain. And if you have DLC enabled, you have a lot higher chance of getting some random encounters, which is generally not a good thing.
Mm.
Which is why we run without it. But what Netch Jelly can do is it can paralyze you if you eat it. And that helps quite a lot for like a bunch of stuff, since you don't take fall damage while paralyzed.
Oh, interesting.
It also makes it so that if you're doing something called a ghost tilt, where you're basically flying in midair at a like set height, it's a really weird glitch to explain, but if you eat one while you're in that state, you regain like your standard properties again, which is really nice. Normally you would have to like do some bunch of fast travel shenanigans for it to work. And I forgot something important. Okay. We're fine
Got
though.
a husband somewhere.
No, I forgot to grab the Elder Scroll, which is kind of important.
I was like, that might be important.
Okay. Why can't I shout? This is a new glitch. Okay. We're going to reload. Why can't I shout? Hello?
Oh no.
What is this? I've actually never had this glitch before. Like I said,
never happened before a moment. Yeah.
It's just not letting me shout. Like, actually, it's not.
Do you think you need to quit out and reload?
Oh, now we're good, I guess.
Okay.
What? Yep, so I failed my wedding ceremony kind of a bit earlier than I wanted to, so we're going to have to go get remarried again. So, don't mind me.
But
We're
will
just
he
going to
take
head
you back?
north.
That's the question.
That is the main question. So yeah, as you can see here, this is why it's super useful of a glitch, that whirlwind sprint shout thingy. You can really go super far, especially in sections like this, where normally it would take forever to just run.
I think it's kind of relaxing to watch, personally.
And it's pretty fun to do. You're just mashing the Z button. At least for me. Hi, Mr. Giant. I'm sorry I don't want to disturb you.
Yeah, those giants, they're no joke.
And we're going to do a small clip into this building right here. Nothing major, just crouch here, walk into it, and just hope for the best. Here we go. And we're just going to hit the button from right outside there. You can do that a lot of different ways to clip inside. But just walking in like that is definitely the easiest. So now here we're just doing this puzzle. It's important not to spam this button because you can soft lock. It's lots of fun small shenanigans. We grabbed a very important bucket right there. Probably the most important bucket of the run.
Ooh.
Because it has a lot of different things associated with it than other buckets in the game. So here, we're going to go back to Marcario and we're going to say we're sorry, you know? Oh yeah, we have to do this.
Cross your fingers, we don't know what the outcome will be.
It's probably not. I can't believe you're speaking to me after. All right, just because it's you.
I love how you can say the second dialogue option. It's like, I've never loved you anyways. That is so brutal.
I know, it's like you broke my heart. Sham wed. It would have been a sham wedding.
So we're going to go here, and we're going to wait a while here first. I think I need to wait a bit longer as well. Oh shoot, I messed up again. This is why you need to remember stuff. So if you fail the marriage, you have to talk to Miramel again. So I have to talk to him first. It's fine. We're still going to be quite underestimate, I believe. Okay. Yes, we're definitely going to be there tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, we'll see,
Yeah.
I guess. Unless we have other things to do.
We're going to climb here. Just want to make sure that okay. So read the Elder Scroll, and if I wait just the right time here, it's pretty much frame perfect. Oh. That's what happens if you don't do it correctly. Okay. Have another shot here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay. Oh. So I do have to wait another full day. That's fun. Okay. Try it again. We got this. We're fine here.
It's fine.
wait 24 hours. Oh, we failed our marriage again.
Oh no.
But at least we can move in the cutscene, where you normally can't move around in.
Silver linings.
So now we killed this dragon. We're going to talk to the Jarl, because, yeah, that's what we need to do. And obviously, going thousands of years in the past, everyone's still the same. I mean, why wouldn't they be?
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't they be? Yeah.
Where is the Jarl?
Oh.
Is he sleeping?
He's out to lunch somewhere. Maybe he attended your wedding ceremony and is a little upset you're not there.
Wait, it said I completed the thing. I'm confused. Okay, we're fine. Just gonna head back. Yep. That's totally what we wanted right there.
Intended.
And we learned Dragon Rend, guys.
Woohoo!
Let's go. It's gonna land. Gonna go away and back. And let's speed this up a little bit more. Oh. She died.
Uh-oh. Oh.
We're just going to skip all his dialogue. It's gonna breathe fire. We're heading to Windhelm. And we're just going to discover one location before we get teleported out here. Hopefully I can make it in time. So the animation's going off. And there we go.
Nice.
So now we're going to favorite all the shouts that we need. Equip Dragon Rend. And pre-fire our shout at a specific spot. That'll make him come down faster. And we're just going to kill him with fireballs. And this is way better than, like, most other ways to kill. Normally you would have the 2 Dragonbane swords, which you would do. But those actually lose their charge very quickly, so it does get weak.
Honestly, the more fire, the better, I think.
So now here, fun glitch. If you're talking to Parthenax while he's flying, he gets kind of messed up. And there he goes, off into space.
Yeet. Oh, God.
Okay, okay. Yep. Don't mind him, he's having a fun time.
Parth has left the building.
Now, we're going to do this entire Peace Council section. And yeah, he's going to say we need to get a Peace Council. Do we really want to do a Peace Council, guys?
I don't know. Do we want peace council? What do y'all think?
Oh, hi, Lydia.
I'm all for chaos, so don't ask me.
Okay, so we're going to have to set up Peace Council thingy. Just going to talk to Mr. Greybeard here. He's going to tell us that, yeah, I don't think we're good to end the war. But we'll get a conversation going.
Maybe another day.
I feared as much. We are not warriors. You misunderstand. I see. Parthenax has made the decision to help you.
We talked to him, and we're just going to run out and talk to the other two leaders. Here to farm. Sorry, Mr. Guard, we're going to shoot a bit of fire. Run over to Tullius.
Right. One of the prisoners. Why don't you... speak with the Greybeards.
Shove him.
There's not... They are... My job...
And then we're going to do the same thing at Windhelm with Ulfric. Here is going to travel to the location which we discovered in the past. Just run up to him.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around. The Stormcloaks are I remember you. Across the land. Speak it. It's about time they turn. I have the Empire's putting a great deal. I can't afford. Good. I doubt the Yes. And what would you have me do?
And then I think we should go check on our old bud Mercurio. I'm pretty sure he's sad.
Oh, no.
I mean,
I
we
don't
broke
know.
his heart twice now.
Will he take us back for a third time? Find out next, everybody.
It's gonna be right here once again.
All right.
Just
Just because it's...
because it's you, we'll try again, guys.
Sure. I'm a dirty beggar.
Okay, just climb to the top here. Say hi to Miramel.
Even better. Forgive me tomorrow. Same time as...
My cat is getting riled up about this marriage feud.
Okay. Yep. So now we're going to head over. Because, yeah, we have to do this council. Isn't it fun? But, you know.
So, I should not have agreed. I hope that we all...
Do we really want to do this council, guys? I don't think so. Let's just, you know,
Oh, me.
get out of here.
Oh, nobody
Goodbye,
lives
everyone. We're just going to...
We got more hearts to break. Gotta go.
Yep,
Sorry.
we're just gonna come out here. Back in. Go out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 jumps, and that'll skip the dialogue in the right spot. All of this is pretty much timed perfectly, so...
Is this a pretty big time save, would you say?
It doesn't save time in-game, but it saves time RTA-wise.
Ah, okay.
Normally, doing the council itself takes like 2 minutes in-game time, but just how long it takes for all the other dialogue.
Yeah.
I went back in slightly too early there, so I have to go out and in again.
So, Dragon, well said. For once you'll actually pay.
And now 4 more jumps and it should be done with the council. And then we're just going to walk in, say hi to Esbern.
Cross-referencing this. By calling the dragon with... He's not... I think it's very likely...
Fun fact, if you do it this way, you never get the quest to kill Parthenax, which isn't which is pretty nice. No need to kill Parthen X
No.
at all. Okay. Now we're going to run up to Balgriff here. He's running away from us.
As I promised, my men know.
And we're going to trap a dragon. We're getting pretty close to the end here. So we're going to do a wait for 1 hour once our blue bar disappears. And then pre-fire a shout by entering in and shouting at the same time. And watch this guard go by.
Cracks me up.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, wow.
Okay, come on. Come on, Mr. Dragon. Follow me. Follow me. Come on. Okay, that's scary. Scary dragon. Head out. Let's let all of them do the work. I don't need to do anything. Hey, thanks for capturing the dragon for me.
Oh, wow.
Many of among ourselves once be as
It's like the class project that you show up for on the last day and you still get the same grade as everyone else.
True. So now we're going to release him. And he's going to take us to Skuldafn. And we're skipping this flying cutscene by fast traveling away. And we're going to do a very fun glitch. If you remember the bucket from earlier, that very special bucket, we drop that bucket while we stand right here. This one. We can fly. We can fly very high.
Oh, this is so magical.
So now we're going to do it again here. Oh. Do it. I have to make sure not to hit this wall here, otherwise, like, he'll fall. Just need to get up a tiny bit more. Oh, I hit the ceiling above me.
I think floating in a bucket would have made a great honeymoon.
And there we go. So now we skip this entire Skuldafn dungeon, which normally takes like a couple minutes to go through. We just head up all the way to the top, the last section of the run. Now just make our way slowly through. So we can't do the fun shout glitch here because we can't wait in this location. So that's not fun. We have to just walk this entire section here.
But at least it's very scenic.
Yes, very foggy, if anything.
This looks like Oregon currently, where I live.
Okay. And we're going to talk to Tsun here, and he's going to, instead of talking to him about all our shenanigans, we're just going to do a double fireball on him, and he will say we're good. Because
we're good.
Double fireball is obviously a skill that the Dragonborn has.
Of course.
Okay. Yep. So last section of the game. Those guys. And we're just going to head back in and out of this door. This will speed them all up, because normally they take forever to walk. should be good. Nope. Khan, why are you still here? Should have been out already. Okay.
He's like, so I heard you got divorced twice.
Not twice, it was 3 times.
Oh, 3 times. Well, I guess
Because
technically
of
you
the
didn't
first
even get
time.
married. Never mind.
Okay. And here's the final battle. So, time ends once we kill Alduin here. So we're going to just do these shouts. Nice, fun scroller auto, like, of all these shouts. Make our way here. Climb up this thingy a bit. Do one last shout. Skip 2 lines of dialogue. And we're going to pre-fire Alduin here by looking at this mountain. So he always spawns to the left side if you look there. And then we just kill him with fireballs. Okay. And... oh. Time!
Woo! We made it!
Not quite the run that I wanted. It was pretty slow, in my opinion, because of all the small mistakes, but still pretty good.
You know,
pretty fun run.
It had its ups and downs. There was drama. There were buckets. I liked it. I had fun. Thanks for speedrunning this, Chronos.
Yep. But yeah, once again, if you're interested in running Skyrim, highly recommend this category. It's very fun, very easy to learn, and yeah. Also, shoutouts to Nuclear, who wasn't able to help commentate today. But yeah, he definitely wanted to help. It would definitely be nice if you could give him a follow. He's been running Glitchless. I think he has world record for Glitchless right now, which is pretty cool. And I think he plans on running this category next, so yeah, for sure, check him out. I think it's twitch.tv/nuclear with a 1 instead of an L.
And please, if you enjoyed this run, follow Chronos here on Twitch. That's Chronos Returns. Of course. Yep. Chronos, you have any final thoughts?
Also, thanks Smooth Operative for inviting me here to run this. It's really fun to run Skyrim again.
I know I don't know as much about the game as you. I'm kind of a noob, but I do appreciate you letting me chat with you during the run. I had fun, so thank you so much.
It's really nice. Yep.
All right, everybody. Well, that's going to wrap it up for Time Capsule 2011. I hope you had fun. Make sure to check out the GDQ Hotfix VODs as well. It's all past GDQ runs on our YouTube. Subscribe there at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And feel free to tweet us at gamesdonequick to tell us what you're interested in. Tomorrow, we have the Hotfix Gauntlet at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we will have another round in our tournament of blind races. And Thursday, the first step at 7 p.m. Eastern, Hobbs and Keys will be racing Metroid Fusion. Thank you all so much for being here and watching. Take care of yourselves and each other. No attempted weddings unless you're serious.